What's good? Happy Friday. Hope everyone has had a great weekend. Welcome in Lucky Lefty Podcast, ONORA Boys. We're right here, brought to you by ONORA Whiskey. It's ONORAWhiskey.com. It's that premium American whiskey, ONORAWhiskey.com. And left, if you're going to drink, we might as well do it
responsibly.
Let's get it. Lucky Lefty Podcast. MALIK, ZAIRE, SHAUN Davis, ONORA Whiskey, ONORAWhiskey.com. Lock in. Audio edibles. You know we're dropping them. I'm going to ask a very important question to you guys. We continue to support. So subscribe on YouTube if you haven't already. Lucky Lefty Network. Hit that thumbs up. Leave your comments, questions. We respond to all. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Twitter X, Instagram, TikTok, at Lucky Lefty. You already know we are the home of the misguided passion. And we're forever committed to making sure that we spin it. What's good, Left?
We here.
You were kind of mild. You were real mild with it yesterday, bro. Things are starting to calm down a little bit.
Things starting to calm down. I'm telling you.
It's starting to calm down a little bit. What we're going to talk about is something we're going to talk about anyway. But what's your first thoughts concerning the O-line shuffle? Because we're going to hear from Notre Dame players a little later, but we're going to talk about the O-line shuffle. And then we want to know from the fans. We felt like we would ask the fans. We already have our Patreon up, patreon.com, Lucky Lefty Network. If we went exclusively Patreon as a network, that means Lucky Lefty players only. We got the Big Man podcast coming with Jerron Jones and Kent Gibbs. I can't wait for that one, boy. They got something cooking. The Big Man podcast.
The Big Man podcast.
The two defensive tackles, boy.
It's not bad. I like
that. Man, we got stuff coming, and chemistry is coming this spring, this summer, whenever Cam is done with this project he has going. So we're thinking about Lucky Lefty, because we right now have subscribers, and we just want to do it for $2 a month. Just $2 a month. You get every episode of Lucky Lefty, audio and video, $2 a month. Let us know in the chat if you would support. Let us know. We might start distributing our own podcast.
Look at that.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Ownership is always great. It's always great. So we're going to talk about this O-line shuffle. It is a rage, dude. This is how I know Ohio State fans are the most sensitive fan base
in the world. In the world.
I brought up, and we're going to talk about all aspects of this. I brought up the fact, I looked at it, and I said, yo, Notre Dame was able to run the ball against a similar front four, personnel-wise. It's not a video game. I don't know how much their sliders have gone up, down in particular areas. I don't know. All I know is similar names played in the game where Notre Dame ran the ball for 172 yards. And I pointed out what was different for both teams, the Ohio State defense and the Notre Dame offense, what they were countered with to try to change that going into this game. And ended it by saying, Left, I look forward to the battle. Oh, my God. You would think Ohio, you don't know. They've gotten better. Like, dude, I didn't say. I only have so many characters, man. I'm not about to write a 10-thread.
Yeah, we're not about to, yeah.
There's some dudes out there to be like, they'll do that. I'm not doing that.
Because nobody wants to read that.
Caleb Downs is a difference maker. I literally said in the tweet or the post, he makes the linebackers better and he makes the others around him better. I just said they're better. I literally just said they're better. This is the count. They're better. And then I pointed out Riley Leonard ain't Sam Hartman in the run game.
That's true.
Run game's better.
That's true.
But your thoughts? Give us some keys to this run game, Left.
I think the keys to the run game for us is to continue to run at those pass rushers. And the cute thing is that this is not a new front that we haven't experienced. These are the same guys mixed with some younger guys that we ran against last year and had no problem controlling the game with our run game. So a lot of times Ohio State couldn't build a momentum on offense. To Notre Dame's credit, we had to put Ohio State on the hot seat until the last possession of the game because they couldn't catch enough of momentum because we're killing the clock with time possession, controlling the game with our run game. First down after first down, driving the length of the field, them not being able to get off the field on defense. And a lot of it was similar, in my opinion. Our last year game versus Ohio State was similar to Ohio State's first game versus Oregon. When you get that D-line running about 40 to 60 snaps, that first front four, and you wear them down in the fourth quarter, Oregon put Ohio State in the same position we had Ohio State in the year before. Will Howard just slid in the middle of the field with the time ending. So you can tell when you get Ohio State down to the nitty-gritty this year, they don't have the come from behind game-winning drive quarterback like Kyle McCord was. You saw it from Oregon. You saw it from the Michigan game. When they had to go to win the game under the quarterback, it wasn't what they wanted. It wasn't the result they needed. And that's the same position we can put Ohio State in to be 3 for 3. Put Ohio State in a game-winning drive of Will Howard. They're 0-2. He's going to slide or do something crazy, or he's going to throw the ball out of bounds. The way we get them to that is for us to be able to control the game and time possession with our run game. And I think we have enough backs. Riley does a great job in short yardage and getting the first down, putting his head down, running the guy over if he has to. You got Jardarian Price being able to be a big back. Aeneas Williams can do things outside the tackles. And then, of course, Jeremiah Love being who he is. That's 4 options to use in the run game to control that line of scrimmage, to wear on that defensive front, getting into the fourth quarter, and put the whole game, in my opinion, put the game in Ohio State's hands to win it. We've seen them lose it versus Oregon going in to win. We've seen them lose it versus Michigan going in to win. So I don't think it changes because the quarterback hasn't changed. And that's through the year. They played Oregon at the beginning of the year, he lost it. They played Michigan at the end of the year, and they lost it. So I don't think anything from it grew better over time applies to Will Howard. So in my opinion, I think the strategy we used last year, it was effective in terms of wearing their defense down, not allowing their offense to just rip off crazy drives and get momentum and have everything go their way because we're controlling when they get on the field so they can't, energize themselves. And then we didn't have a finisher last year. I think collectively as a team, we're a finishing team compared to last year. But I think the run game obviously is important. Do they have more of a concerted effort to get their run game going this week? I'm not sure. I think that Ryan Day is going to be who he is, and I think they're thinking they want to prove that they got the receivers and the quarterback to expose our secondary or whatever the case may be. But I do think the key of the game for us is just to be able to pick up third and shorts in the run game, time possession with our run game, and Riley Leonard is the difference maker in the short yardage, the third and short, the second and short, fourth and short. So I think that's where we got better, and he does do some things off of that quarterback run game with the RPO and taking some shots in the red zone. That's Riley's specialty. He can make a little bit more. So we do have a little bit more of a dynamic and versatile offense going into the Ohio State matchup this year as compared to last year, where we were limited to really just seeing if Sam can activate the pass game. Now, we didn't call the game necessarily for him to highlight the pass, but there was some times that he missed that I think in the grand scheme of things we could have got better. But this year we're more equipped offensively. Defensively, I think we've gotten better from the year before, considering there's no DJ Brown. There's more speed. There's more experience, but it's also mixed with some younger guys that have came to step up to the plate and played hard. So defensively, I think we've gotten better and fly around more. And if that's anything better than last year's defense, what is Ohio State really bringing? They've had a number one receiver before. If anything, their number one receiver last year was more veteran than the guy that they acclaim to be their best guy now. So I think stylistically, we've gotten better for this matchup specifically. And I think if they have to rely on winning the game in the last possession, they don't have a CJ Stroud and they don't have a Kyle McCord. And I think that's where our advantage is.
Lucky Lefty podcast. So a lot of bumping gums, as I call it, from Ohio State fans. Just what's to do about nothing, bro. Like I told you, Left, they can't take compliments as a fan base. You give a compliment about their defense and how they've gotten better and how Caleb Downs has made everything better and allows him to do certain things with his versatility and the way he comes down to the box, and they want to send you tackle edits and stats, and it's like, dude, just take the compliment, bro. I'm sorry I can't mention every
who are they
safety.
convincing? Who are they convincing?
You want to send me a screenshot of every safety on the roster and their stats? I'm like, dude, come on, man. It's just become a joke at this point, man. You can't even have decent conversations surrounding football. So here we are. Statistically, this is the pushback I got from Notre Dame fans, right? So immediately, Notre Dame fans were like, yeah, but we don't have Joe Alt and Blake Fisher. This is what kills me. See, this is what kills me. Notre Dame fans kill because they pick and choose.
They do.
Notre Dame killed Blake Fisher all last year. Killed him. Called him an underachiever. Said he didn't play well. Said it was a mistake for him to go to the NFL because he wouldn't get drafted high. And he ended up getting drafted higher than most people thought.
Yeah.
And now he's the starting right tackle for a playoff football team getting ready to walk in the Arrowhead to take on the Chiefs tomorrow. Without those two tackles, Notre Dame's running game is better.
Yeah.
Statistically. It's a better run game. It's a more versatile run game. It's not just a downhill run game because the main guy, that's what he does. Power, downhill. They have different running backs. All the running backs are different styles. All the running backs are different styles.
Yep.
They have a quarterback that's not running out of bounds with an inch to go and one defender in front of him.
And a coordinator that's not playing conservative.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm looking forward to Jim Knowles against Mike Denbrock. The front four against this Notre Dame offensive line. I don't care what you say. Don't get stuck on names. No one is saying that there's anybody on this offensive line better than Joe Alt. Nobody's saying that. No one is saying that. No one is saying there's even, well, Joe Alt or Blake Fisher. I'm just going to be kind to Blake Fisher. But somehow, some way, see, don't get stuck on the names. When they needed the O-line to dominate against Texas A&M, what did they do? When they needed the O-line late in the Georgia game to run the clock out, dominate, what did they do? When they needed the O-line to come out in the second half against Penn State, what did they do? See, the bright spot for the Notre Dame offensive line was the Ohio State game last year. What did they do against Duke? They got dog walked. What did they do the next week against Louisville? They got dog walk. Joe Alt got put on his butt. What did he do at Clemson? The two great tackles, that offensive line. In the biggest moments, that offensive line in 2023 underachieved. This offensive line might not have the names. They've had injuries. They've had to scrap. But when the rubber met the road in the biggest games this year, in the biggest moments, this offensive line stepped up and got it done. And I would much rather have this offensive line with this quarterback and these running backs going up against Ohio State than last year's offensive line, quarterback, and running backs. And it's not even close, in my opinion, Left.
Yeah, it's not even
The
close.
proof is in the pudding. Well, dude, forget the stats. The people like, well, they're only gaining 15 more yards a game and only like 0.6 more yards per carry. All right, that's fine. Forget the stats. Just go look at the moments. How did they perform in the big moment? This is a big moment, is it not, Left? This is a big moment. So, yes, even with the injuries and all of the shuffling, give me this group. They're tougher. They got more heart. I don't care about the names. That's what matters in a matchup like this. You could, man, Ohio State, they can keep the names. Y'all have the names. Keep the names. You don't have to keep the names. When the rubber meets the road, I know that this offensive line is not about the run with their tails tucked between their legs, like the 2023 team did against Duke. Sam Hartman saved them on the fourth down. That extended the drive, saved them with the scramble. They go to Louisville and get it. They go to Clemson. Same thing. So you can have Joe Alt, Blake Fisher, all the names, all the pageantry, all of that. What did they do in the biggest moments when Notre Dame needed them the most? What did they do as an offensive line? Because I'm not just pinning this on Blake Fisher and Joe Alt. As a unit, what did they do? What did they do? You said it yesterday, Left. The difference between last year's team and this year's team is that the cultures that has been built by Marcus Freeman can sustain injuries and still perform.
Yeah, that's a special quality. We never had that at that level. I mean, we lost Charles Jagusah before the season and had played so long for so well that we're able to put him back in the starting lineup in the same year.
And so
I think we got better.
Like people are trying to, like Indy Milk fans said, I don't think I've seen the Notre Dame offensive line dominate. Come on, man. We got to do better.
We got to do better.
We got to do better, man. They dominated Army. Army was a top 5 rush defense, right? Until they met. Navy got broke. Notre Dame literally broke them as a team. Yeah. Army was on fire. Top 5 rush defense. Notre Dame broke them.
Broke Virginia.
The offensive line dominated Army. Dominated them. Offensive line dominated Purdue. Dominated them. You go watch the USC game. If Jeremiah Love doesn't get hurt, he runs for 200 yards against USC. What are we talking? I told you, man, when it comes to Notre Dame fans, the offensive line is, other than the quarterback in Notre Dame, no one gets more scrutiny than the offensive line in Notre Dame. They can never do enough. They never do enough. Everybody, give Riley the credit for the run game being better. Give the running backs the credit for the run game being better. Nobody wants to get an O-line any credit. None. And it's sad, man. It's just absolutely sad. And I can understand it from Ohio State fans. They don't watch Notre Dame. They don't respect Notre Dame. It
Yeah.
is what it is.
It is what it is. We
They
get it.
think the sun rises on their program and sets on their program. Dude.
Yeah,
They want Notre Dame people to be like, oh my God, we're so lucky to be
we're
matched
so
up.
lucky to even be
Man,
gracing the presence
man,
of you guys. Like, come on.
we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that.
Like, y'all good. Y'all deserve to be here, but like, come on.
Not. Instead of being worried about who we don't have, let's be confident in who we do have, bro.
We got some guys. We got some guys. And that's the most important part, is that we get to see the beauty of how a roster is built throughout top to bottom. Most fans don't know the depth of the roster because they're stuck on the top guys. You're going to be surprised when you see a Charles Jagusah, who was starting before the season came, be out there and look like he belongs. It'll be a surprise to everybody else, but not to us, because we know, if anything, the offensive line at Notre Dame still lives on that credit, still lives on that interest. So the guys that we're putting in, plugging in, replacing, shifting different spots to, they got there for a reason. And being at Notre Dame, the culture and what happens with how you develop as an O lineman at Notre Dame, you're not far off from the starter. And if anything, you get into Notre Dame, there's something special about you that got you there.
Man.
So don't be surprised. And we also talked about the Blake Alt the Blake Fisher and Joe Alt perception.
They were an underachieving offensive line with both of them. They were part of one of the most underachieving offensive lines in Notre Dame history.
And to say it's underachieving for Notre Dame means it's better than average in the college football landscape. So when Blake Alt gets drafted higher than what Notre Dame's fans expect, well, when you put Blake Fisher, you put Blake Fisher in a group of other college football tackles, he still stands out. Yeah, he still stands out. He may be the underwhelming and all the negative comments about what our offensive line wasn't at Notre Dame as a unit. But when you take Joe Alt out, when you take Blake Fisher out, and you put them amongst the other tackles eligible for the draft, they still stand above. They still stand above. So what the point is that we may feel as if the offensive line is underwhelming or not at the level in which we thought it should be, but this is on a curved graded scale. What do they call those? These are on a different type of grading scale we're going about. Because if you look at the rest of college football, the O-lines in the rest of college football aren't good. They aren't good. Look at who they accredited to being the best offensive line with Texas. And then the Georgia-Texas game comes up. And then you look at that game, you're like, how are these guys the best? Are these guys the best? I mean, they were getting pushed around, physically beaten the entire game. Twice. It happened twice. 2 games in one season. And that's who they're claiming is the all-American offensive line with all these first-round picks. So what I'm saying is that the credit and interest in which we're living on the standard of Notre Dame offensive line is head and shoulders above what the expectation for offensive lines in college football are.
To realize they have never, the starting offensive line left that was supposed to play has never seen the field. Never. You had a season with a healthy offensive line in 2023 with projected first and second round tackles.
Underachieved.
That was supposed to be dominant. Literally underachieved in every big moment, except for Ohio State. At the Ohio State game, it was just straight downhill. Just downhill. And people are really going to say, oh, man, I wish we had those 2 dudes. I don't. Because I've seen them in big moments. I don't know. I've seen that group. I saw that offensive line in big games and big moments. No, sir. Give me the scrappy group. Give me the scrappy group that I've seen stand up.
That's almost no different than saying, oh, we need J.D. Bertrand and Marist again. J.D. Bertrand and Marist were drafted linebackers, and we couldn't wait for them to leave as a fan base. We couldn't wait. And now you're getting these scrappy young linebackers, and we can't get enough of them. So it's the standards that we hold our own.
Marist and JD are very representative on the defensive side.
Like the offensive
what was holding Notre Dame. People would give me stats. JD does this. JD does that.
Yes. We couldn't open field tackle. We couldn't.
Thank you.
Couldn't play man to man when we got running backs on the outside
in space. Thank you.
And we got better at all that.
All of a sudden, we got better at that. I wonder why.
And those guys still got drafted. I just saw Marist play the other day with
JD. Darn good players.
Yes.
But we can have an honest conversation about what they're not.
Yes.
That keeps things from moving forward. You can do that. As great as Joe Alt and Blake Fisher were, the offensive line units that they were part of didn't get the job done in big moments. Big moment last year, Blake Fisher doesn't block JT on 2 consecutive plays, and he wrecks plays when Notre Dame is trying to run out the clock.
Yeah.
To secure a victory. Big moment. Your second round pick. Opportunity. Didn't get it done. So that's it.
That's it.
So whether it's the less talented offensive line, the starting offensive line projected has never taken the field. Notre Dame is in the national championship game with an offensive line without the projected offensive line, never playing a game together. Never left. Never.
Championship.
Never. I've said this and I've screamed this. In defense of Riley Leonard, how much more confident would Riley Leonard have been if he knew Charles Jagusah had his back instead of Anthony Knapp from game 1? How much better of a season? He's already thrown for the same amount of yardage as Sam Hartman. As much as people want to talk about he can't throw the ball, it's just amazing to me, man.
It is
amazing.
It is. And I do think that this comes to why it's important to win games like these when you're going against the Georgias, the Ohio States, the Texas, or whatever, because the perception, right? Our perception is still one of, oh, we're grateful to be here when we shouldn't be here. We don't feel we're the best team to be here. We have made so many adjustments in the season. Now, the things that we've made adjustments to that we make look easy now were detrimental to us in 15. Were detrimental to us in 12. So the fact that we are able to be interchangeable at offensive line and win big games and question the guys that are coming in because they don't have enough experience or whatever, and to still score 27 points and to win a semifinal game, getting to the last game of the season, that's great program building. That's a great team. That's a great group of guys that you're able to operate with, that we literally felt like in 15 we had great talent but couldn't even do that.
Yeah.
So credit to Marcus Freeman for making it look easy. It's not easy to bring a tackle and that has been hurt all year and then put him at right guard in the semifinal championship and he played well, and you lose 2 of your starters and you lost your defensive starters on the other side of football, captain, and you've replaced and interchanged all these guys and are still having a lot of success. That's not an easy or normal thing that takes place.
Mm-hmm.
You look around all college football, everybody's hurt. Most teams that are really good aren't in this position because they can't do what Marcus Freeman has been able to do. Manage the injury roster. Have guys ready to play and ready to step up when their numbers called, when they don't even know their numbers being called. Guys on this team aren't in the mindset of, oh, I'm a 2, oh, I'm a 3. Guys on this team appear to me like, oh, if I get my chance, I'm a 1 and I'm a 1 even when I'm not playing. That's how they go out there. They don't go out there and head spinning and giving up crazy plays or blowing assignments from the first guy starting to the third guy starting. And to be able to manage that throughout an entire season, a longer season that's ever been, put together because of the format, and still be able to match up with a healthy team. You're going against a team that is generally more healthy, which hasn't been, needless to say, I think this goes back to the theme that we've had overall from the beginning of the season of no excuses. And Marcus Freeman, with all the things he's dealt with in this season, has never given the excuse of we're decimated with injuries. Oh, we got to rotate these young guys at offensive line. Oh, Sam Hartman's going to get on pace at some point. Hasn't complained because he knows that it wasn't any excuses. He's not going to go into this game being like, oh, we lost because we had to put Charles Jagusah, who hasn't played all season, at left tackle. He wasn't going to use that excuse for, oh, we lost Tosh Baker, we lost this Anthony Knapp, and we couldn't find an answer. He found an answer. Marcus Freeman isn't living this season with excuses. So that's exactly why I believe that going into this game, we shouldn't feel as though we're not comparable to this team or we're not up for the challenge or up for the fight. Marcus Freeman was laughing at James Franklin last game when they blatantly tried to give it to the other team. Because he's at a point and he's coaching at a point where he's like, I can manage anything that happens in the game. I can manage these rosters. I know my team well enough to feel confident in guys when they have to step into roles that they may not have known they had to do. So I really do like the fact that that's what makes the team feel different. That's what makes the team feel special. And we've met and surpassed a lot of the expectations we had because we don't even have the guys we expected them to do it. The guys, like you said, the guys we expected to go out there and be in this 12-0 or 11-1 position and be in the championship, they haven't played together all season. They need to put that as a stat in the game. The guys that we expected Notre Dame to be great, to have no excuses, to blow everybody out, to get to the championship, softest schedule in the world, didn't even play a game together healthy. So how did they meet those standards? How did they meet those expectations? Well, they got a lot of 1As and 1Bs. And guys playing for each other. And guys stepping in and not making excuses for themselves and seizing the opportunity. So, yes, we deserve to be in this championship game from a management standpoint alone. We executed the best the whole season. The coaching staff managed these injuries and adjusted to a quarterback that wasn't quite right where he should have been in the beginning of the year. And they fixed it. They fixed the issues. Al Golden remained consistent. He was golden all year. We didn't have games where we're questioning Golden's play call ability. Why are you running double safety blitzes? Like, that was 2 years ago. Now, think about it. From 2 years ago, we're complaining about blitzing safeties from 15 yards away. Man, this dude, Al Golden, can do no wrong. Just that fast. Can do no wrong. Not even worried about what it. And on top of that, it's produced first-round talents, award winners, guys coming back, breaking records, young guys stepping into roles, playing amazing. So I think that we have to look at, as a fan base, total picture of what it took for Notre Dame to get here compared to all the things that would be pitfalls for the rest of college football teams that can't adjust. Most teams aren't 1 or 2 deep. Hell, 75% of college football ain't 1 or 2 deep. I'll probably say 80%. Maybe even higher. I think maybe 90% of teams in college football aren't 1 or 2 deep. Especially 1 or 2 deep considering playing in a playoff position or a championship type of game where we're playing with all 1As and 1Bs. SMU couldn't beat an Ohio State team with 2s and 3s and rotating linemen, and it's not even a conversation. So for Notre Dame to be able to do all of this, I think shows just how great we have came to be through this season, that even though we've made it look easy, we've had to adjust to a lot of things that the rest of college football has had to, maybe even more. We've still came out better at the end of the day.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I just want to point this out, man. You just spit. You know, what was that? 100 bars? Was that song Wayne did when he emptied his notebook?
Empty the notebook.
That's pretty much what you just did. And see, I want to go into why after having a dominant performance coming in for Rocco Spindler in the second half against Penn State, why is Charles Jagusah now practicing at left tackle and projected to start at left tackle versus Ohio State? I think Ohio State's best players on their defensive line are their ends.
Yeah.
And I think Notre Dame is like, we're going to put our best player, one of our best linemen, on the outside because we can. What other team can say, oh, we're just going to plug them in at the right guard and instantly make an impact in the run game? Instantly. Oh, this week against the next team, we're just going to put him out at tackle because he was the starting left tackle before the season started. Like, that's Notre Dame offensive line play, man. That's what they do. And now the culture magnified that. This magnified that. So at first I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and leave him at guard. Tosh Baker did an admirable job. But Charles Jagusah beat out Tosh Baker. He got his first game action. Got that lather going against Penn State. They watch him practice. They know how good he's moving. We already know, if you go watch the Penn State tape, that he plays with a nasty demeanor. A really nasty demeanor. It must be that number. There's something about offensive linemen that wear the number 56 at Notre Dame. They just play with a different attitude. A totally different attitude. So for this game, for Notre Dame to have the luxury to take their projected left tackle to start at the beginning of the season, who comes in relief and instantly changes the game. Just watch the tape. Instantly, he's the best offensive lineman in the game. Instantly. Who? You know who it reminds me of? Remember the first time? Remember Jared Patterson gets hurt? Tosh Baker comes in. And then they go to Joe Alt. And instantly, Joe Alt. Where have we seen this before? Notre Dame. No, that's what Notre Dame does.
Usually they'll splash on the scene with a receiver or a running back you haven't heard of. Yeah. We're splashing on the scene with linemen.
Yeah. Just all of a sudden. Y'all got a first round pick standing on the sideline? Yes.
Yeah. Just like how Bama used to rotate DNs where they'll just throw in a new DN and he'll be getting sacked. You're like, how did you go from Will Anderson to Dallas Turner? Good grief. We were just dealing with the All-American, all that. You got a Dallas Turner just sitting over there. Well, yeah, offensively on O-line, yeah, we just got guys sitting over there. Emil Wagner, the Blake Fisher, the Joe Alt, Taj Baker, Charles Jagusah. Just, yeah, one guy. Okay, we gonna throw this first-round talent in. Who's doing that in the? That's why we're in this position. It is. This is why we're here, because we can lose a guy, unfortunately, and plug a guy in that is equal to or greater than. And the dude on the offensive line, you're going to get very far if you're able to do that. Think about what Penn State's D-line is thinking, that coming out of second half. Oh, we got the quarterback out. Oh, we got two guys messed up. Oh, we about to eat. Who is this Charles Jack? I ain't even heard. I can't even say his last name right. And then we're running up the gut all third quarter. Like, these are backups. They D-line coaches like, how are they doing this? We thought we took the first guys out. And they bring in backups and they're kicking our butt up the middle. How? We was just pushing guys. You saw the tape.
All of a sudden, pass pro
pushing guys. Now we holding the fort. Now we roll grading. Now Jeremiah Love just getting 8 at a time up the middle, 8 at a time up the middle. And this is in the same game. Same game, Riley getting put on his head. Same game, we had two guys on the offensive line get totally dominated, took out the game. But the next half, we come back and start kicking butt with guys we had on the sideline. Only at Notre Dame. That's why I'm like, why are we afraid of going against a team that is only 1.5 deep? And they're good. And we can acknowledge.
Wait, say it again. So Notre Dame fans, college football fans, Ohio State fans, they can get out of their feelings. Say it again, Left.
Oh, yeah.
Say it again. Ohio State is what? Their defense
1.5 deep. 1.5 deep. What are we afraid of?
But they're good.
They're good, yeah.
They're really good. They're uber talented.
Uber
everywhere.
Talented. Yes.
All right. Now that we got that out the way, can we talk?
Yeah, now we can talk football. We hit the threshold words for you, the threshold word, the words that you got to ring, the trigger words for you.
You guys are good. You have to stroke their ego. You have to stroke their ego.
You guys are good.
Now,
you guys are good. I promise you, we are not undervaluing the talent. But let's be honest. We've seen how good you guys are, but how much you guys can fall off if you're on the field all day.
Let's talk about the numbers, Left. Let's talk about the numbers. So I went to this. I didn't include the rushing yards from Oregon because Oregon doesn't play like Notre Dame. Oregon's not a physical team.
Yeah.
Penn State, Michigan, Nebraska. The 3 most physical teams that Ohio State had to play this year. Ohio State's defense gave up an average of 140 yards on the ground.
That's not going to be good. I'm just telling you.
That's stats. That's stats. That's not
don't let us do that, Ohio State.
That's not me saying anything. The 3 most physical teams
now I got to tweet
they played. I think it was 125. It was 172, 125 against Nebraska, 120 against Penn State, and 172 against Michigan. Michigan 172, Nebraska 125, Penn State 120. I believe that's averaging 140 or right under 140 yards per game for those 3 games. The 3 most physical teams. They didn't hold any one of those teams under 100 yards. Nebraska couldn't pass the ball. Even with the 5-star quarterback, couldn't pass the ball. No receivers. All they had was the run game. Michigan couldn't pass the ball. No receivers. Only had a run game. Penn State, we know their quarterback is trash. We know their receivers had 0 catches for 0 yards. We know their receivers are trash. All they had was a run game. They put up 120. So teams, because this is what people say. Notre Dame can't pass the ball. They don't have great receivers. All they have is a run game. Okay. You faced 3 such teams in the Big Ten and gave up an average of 140 yards on the ground. Not my words. This is based upon the filters that you've set, Ohio State fans or Notre Dame fans that want to take pause at whether or not Notre Dame can run the ball because of this Ohio State defense. The same Ohio State defense against similar teams offensively.
What did IU run? What did IU? Because I know IU had to rack up some.
IU only ran for like 82.
Oh, okay. Then that's because they had to pass towards.
They got behind because they
got behind because they was. I'm telling that first half. Come on now, they were doing what they want on the ground. Come on now.
So that's love. That's all I'm saying. You have to have an honest conversation after you acknowledge the talent. Now let's have an honest conversation because that talent, when facing physical teams. Now, see, and all of those teams kept the game close. They had good defenses that kept the game close, which allowed them to be able to run the ball. I think Notre Dame's offense is better than Nebraska's. I think Notre Dame's offense in its totality is better than Michigan's. They beat Nebraska by 4 points. They lost to Michigan. And they squeaked out. The trend I'm trying to show you is that the style of play that Notre Dame has is not the style of game that Ohio State wants to play. Can they win those type of games? Yes. Do they want to play those type of teams?
No.
No.
Not because they want to be starred in facts and getting in the backfield and chasing guys sideline to sideline. They're not comfortable with a team that's running right at them. How? And what is our go-to? What is Notre Dame's go-to? When in doubt, run up the middle.
But what, like Indy Milton fan, they won't be able to run on Ohio State's defensive line. They're too good. I just gave you 3 physical teams that ran for 140.
And this is the same team, same line we ran against last year.
With weaker offenses.
Weaker offense.
The Penn State offense is not as good as Notre Dame's. The Nebraska offense is not as good as Notre Dame. The Michigan offense is not as good as Notre Dame. And all 3 teams averaged 140 yards on the ground against this defense of Ohio State. That's so good.
So good.
It's just, and I know our boy Indy Milton fan is trolling a little bit, but
we got to highlight it.
Indy Milton fan is really, man, I'm just hearkening back to the conversations I had on Twitter yesterday, Twitter X. I just shake my head like, no, there's no need for Notre Dame to show up. Why?
Yeah, that's basically how y'all coming at it. It's like we can't even talk about the game. Y'all just act like, I don't know. That's why we have to win. You're right. We got to win.
Lucky Lefty podcast. So how are you feeling about that shuffle, Left? Would you prefer Jagusah to stay at guard where he dominated against Penn State, or do you see the need for him to move out the tackle?
I think for the strength of what Ohio State is, you said it exactly, being that their 2 ends are probably their more premier guys. But I do think that, with Emil Wagner and I think consistent. I think he did a decent enough good job against Abdul Carter. I think Charles Jagusah just gives a little bit more on a security side, and if they have to switch, they can switch. I mean, at this point, we can fill in and get through one game with the guys that we have on the offensive line. So I'm not concerned that if it's not working, we're not going to stick with it. I feel like we're a pretty adjustable team that, okay, if Charles not working out at left tackle, then we'll move him around. I mean, he did it last game, and he did a good job. So the versatility of this offensive line makes it easy to move these Lego pieces around and still be effective. And then you add on top of that a run game where you got 3 or 4 guys that, even with the blocking we have, they're hard to tackle themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you can talk about the offensive line all day. Okay, once you get back there, you got to deal with a Jeremiah Love. You got to deal with a Riley Leonard. You got to deal with a Aeneas. You got to deal with a Jadarian, who at any point can get in. You might have a whole drive of Love kicking your butt and not see Love for 2 more drives. Now, I hope that doesn't happen, but you might not. Because Jadarian will go and do the same thing. Aeneas get split out and do the same thing. And then they'll go empty and then just have Riley run up the middle. So how much do you want to take a light box, a 5-man box with Riley Leonard running up the middle? How often do you want to keep taking those chances? Because if you start putting 6-man boxes in our empty, we got Jordan Faison nickel and diming you to death.
Mm-hmm.
So where do you want to live in? What space do you want to be okay with Notre Dame and you meeting them in the hole? So I think it's been a really good breakdown of how we can wear on a team. We heavy run game inside the tackles. Second half, we stayed a little bit, and then we went outside.
Mm-hmm.
We start throwing some screens. Now we got them chasing. So now the D-line's slowing down because now they're on the field all day. Then we start wearing on them. And then defense is doing a good job of giving us short fields. Defense is doing a good job making their offense work. If you got to go 90 yards and then 75 yards and 60-plus yards for a touchdown, that's only making us better offensively. That's only making us better being able to continue the momentum. And you look at the clock, that's a lot of time taken. And for an offense that wasn't getting everything, they finally get a touchdown after a 5-minute, 90-yard drive. And then we go down and score, or we go down and separate. That's just mentally taxing on a team who most teams in college football, especially Ohio State this season, has played one-sided teams. Teams that just got a good defense, or teams that got just an offense or just a running game. This is the first time Ohio State has played a team that can beat you defensively and beat you offensively and give you something on the special teams to add on top of that. They was able to lock in on Texas because Texas stopped running the football, and they got behind. So they played Ohio State's game. Let's play superstars running up the field, making sacks and plays. But when you are going against a team that has a defense that's going to keep you close, now you got to play the run, play the pass, play the play action. You can't guess all the time. You're going to be wrong, or there's going to be something coming your way. You're really going to have something for you. So, yeah, I think there'll be times when Ohio State has good stops and gets good plays. But throughout the game, I think we're going to really wear on them and give them something they haven't seen in the playoffs. And that's a defense that's not going to let you just take off like Oregon did. So us playing catch-up is different if we have to play catch-up, right? Because we're going to be within the game's reach the whole time. And I think that's what Ohio State isn't accustomed to. And when they were, right, when they were accustomed to it, when they were having to go win the game late, what was the result? Will Howard, game-winning drive, he's 0 for 2. That's just what it is. He's 0 for 2 in game-winning drives. Loss against Oregon, loss against Michigan. Game-winning drives. I want to make it 0 for 3. Hell, I want to win by double digits, right? So I think the roadmap and game plan has already been laid out on how to beat Ohio State. I think it's foolish to think that NIU is giving you the game plan on how to beat us. I think that's a difference. I don't think you can look at week 2's film on NIU and be like, this is what we're going to do to win. Whereas we can strictly look at the Michigan, Nebraska, and Oregon game and say, okay, Ohio State is just not good when it gets this late. This is what it is. So I feel good that Vegas is raking in that money for these Ohio State fans that are thoroughly invested in their team. But just like they was thoroughly invested in that Michigan game and saw what happened. So I feel good about where we are, man. I'm not nervous about anything we got going in.
It is once again, like I said, I'm sorry, man. I tried to be calm, cool, and collected this week, but I've just become more and more irritated because this is absolutely the most narcissistic, more than SEC teams, bro.
They're the worst, man.
It's like the most narcissistic fan base I've ever dealt with. You can't even give them a compliment, bro. You give stats, that doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Stats don't matter.
They'll shoot you all the stats, though. They'll shoot you all the videos,
screenshots, everything,
articles, and number. They'll shoot it to you, but they don't care when it's to them. I'm telling you.
You know what the crazy thing is about this game, Left? The three most physical teams that they've played have been close games. Let's talk trends. Let's just talk trends. The three most physical teams that they played were close games.
Because they can't pull away offensively. That's just not.
I'm not even gonna say what they can't do. They haven't done it against physical teams. That's all I'm saying. I can't sit there and tell you what they can't do.
Just call it a spade a spade.
They hold the future. They do. They control how they play on Monday night. I just know the three physical teams that supposedly can't throw the ball and can only run the ball offensively
gave them a lot of issues.
That's that. That's undeniable. Oregon's not a physical team. The fact that you even brought up Oregon as a physical team is a joke. They're not a physical team. They're a spread offense that runs the ball out of the spread. That's not a physical team. The three physical teams, this dude, he brought up Oregon. You lost to Oregon the first time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's falling on deaf ear too. Unfortunately, Oregon's not a physical team, which is why they went to Wisconsin, a physical team, and almost lost.
It was because
they're not a physical team. Period. Once again, they don't like hearing it. Facts. The three physical teams, Nebraska, Michigan, Penn State, that you played, you couldn't run away from. And they averaged 140 yards on the ground. Those are stats. Nebraska, Penn State, and Michigan averaged 140 on the ground. And not one of those teams have a better offense than Notre Dame.
Notre Dame, not one of them.
Not one. Not one. But see, they don't like hearing stats. That's why you get the little laughing emojis. Just ignore the stats.
Yeah, they ignore that.
They ignore the stats that you give, but they definitely want to give
you. They will give you every number.
They give you every number. They want to put up every analytic for Will Howard, every stat. All right, that's fine. And once again, the three physical teams that supposedly, allegedly, don't have offense in the passing game, don't have quarterbacks that can throw the ball, don't have receivers. All they do is run the ball. Play pretty close games. That's it. And dude, that's a deflection. That's how you know people have nothing. They have nothing to count. Explain Louisville. No, we're talking about Ohio State. We're talking about Ohio State against physical teams. Yeah. We're talking about what they do against physical football teams. It is a trend that they cannot run away from physical football teams. They don't want to play that type of game.
No.
They don't.
Want to play the high-flying, explosive.
They want to play Oregon. They want to play Oregon.
Yeah, they want to play Oregon. They want to play Texas because we would have smacked Texas if we had them. Oh, my God. The Texas conversation, this whole podcast would have been horns down.
Ohio State fans are mad. Texas fans would have been livid because we would
Texas
have
fan,
talked about
Texas
them.
fan, it would have been real
We would
bad.
have talked about them like,
Oh
yeah.
my God, bro. Because we just would have stuck on one. The Georgia game alone. It would have been 3 days of talking about how y'all couldn't do nothing with Georgia. And then it would have talked about how y'all not physical. At least we're saying y'all good, Ohio State. We giving y'all credit.
They don't want to hear that. They want us to lick their boots. They don't want to just, it's not good enough to say, man, it's not good enough to say, you're good. You're really good. It's not good.
Yeah, it's not. No, you can't say that.
Lick our boots. That's what they want. We're not doing that.
How dare you say you guys are going to show up to the game? How dare you? How dare you going to show up to the game with Ryan Day at the game?
How dare? How dare?
They think we're the delusional ones saying it's going to be.
This dude is like, dude, obviously this is what I'm talking about. 27-12 against Indiana isn't impressive. It was 27-3 with 5 minutes left, bro. They were getting dog walked. What are you talking? That just shows you people don't watch the game.
Cincinnati said in the post game there was nothing we could do on offense. I don't even know he was out.
And Al Golden literally said, "I apologize to my team because I called the dogs off." He called the dogs off in the middle of the fourth quarter defensively. It was 27-3.
Do you remember Al Golden was upset that Virginia called a timeout to try to score on like the 2 or the 3? He's like, wait. Why y'all trying to score?
This is how you know. This is how you know. They're fanboys. Not football fans. They're just fanboys. They're just fanboys. They're just fanboys. Just fanboys.
Georgia's backup quarterback is better than Will Howard. That's why Carson Beck left. Because Carson Beck.
So watch this. He thinks he's saying something. 23-12 against Georgia and a backup quarterback. Same backup quarterback that beat Texas in the SEC championship game. That same backup quarterback beat the team that it took a strip sack late in the game to seal the deal.
Halftime miracle. You definitely do like a Hail Mary.
And a screen that went the distance. But you want to try to discredit our Georgia win when you beat the team that Georgia smacked with their backup quarterback.
And beat them
in the SEC championship game. And
right.
What are you talking about? We literally watched Georgia's defensive ends dog walk the Texas offensive line. So I'm not shocked that Ohio State killed their offensive line. Georgia did it.
Georgia did it crazy, yeah.
Georgia did it.
Georgia made Texas offensive line be regular again because they was hyping him up for a minute. So,
in the test of a great program, Carson Beck went out. What did Georgia do? When your starters go out, great programs respond. That's what Notre Dame has done all year.
We just won whoever we played against.
All year. That's all year.
Yeah, we double-digited
all year. Yeah. So, Fletch, you're a fanboy. You're a fanboy. You don't want to talk football because you have nothing to add to the football conversation. Nothing. I give you stats about run games and physical teams and what they've done against the Ohio State defense, and your counter is, what about Louisville? What are you talking about? That's your counter? That's the best. That's the best you got.
They got Asperger's symptoms, man.
That's the best you got. What about Louisville? What are you talking about? That's not even related to the conversation. What about Louisville?
Yeah.
What about Louisville?
That's how you know they worried, man.
I'm not even going to say they're worried, bro. I'm not even going to say they're worried. It's kind of just, if I had a squad like that, now what? I did have a squad like that. I told you, Left. I would talk big trash when it came to MJ and the Bulls. Big trash. It didn't matter. Big trash. Big trash. But I knew when other teams had a squad, I knew that Phoenix squad with Charles Barkley. I'm like, yo, hey.
You can acknowledge other good teams too.
We got to come to play.
Yeah, you can. You still
like, yo, they got home court advantage. We don't want to go back there for Game 7. We don't want to do that.
Yeah, there's a bad situation you can run into.
Yeah,
they're just like there's nothing that we can do to change the outcome of this game.
Nothing. And if they simply said, see, this is how, you know how we get cats? Phoenix fans, Knicks fans, anybody, Pacers fans, anybody that jumped up in that era to truly challenge. Magic fans, when they had Shaq and Penny, and they would challenge me, Left. You know what I would simply say? After we would go back and forth? Well, we do this, we got this. We do this, we got this. When it all settled, the mic dropped. We got Mike. Nothing to say. It's like,
We got Mike Jordan, man. I mean, what else do you need?
there you go. There you go. There you go. But you still have to play, though. You still have to play.
Still got to play.
You still have to play. So in this game, dude, they got Jeremiah Smith.
They got Jeremiah Smith. Yeah.
I wish we had one of those.
I wish we had one of those. Yeah.
Marcus Freeman, please bring us one. Just
I
one.
wish we had a Tyler Warren more than Jeremiah Smith. We need a Tyler Warren.
No, we had two man the tight ends in Notre Dame, bro. Then
Tyler Warren is a beast, man.
yeah, dude. I've seen tight ends though in Notre Dame. I saw Tyler Eifert.
Tyler
Warren. Yeah, I saw Tyler Eifert.
You're right. We had.
I have not seen a Jeremiah Smith in Notre Dame.
Yeah, we definitely need a Jeremiah Smith.
No.
I said we definitely need one, but man, he's
closest to him was what? Mike Floyd?
Mike Floyd, yeah. Yeah.
Mike Floyd.
Size comparable, that's only probably one.
And impact early as a true freshman? Probably Mike Floyd. It's been that long, bro. It's been that long because it took Will what? If it was up to Coach Kelly,
Will's not the same type of.
No, he's not the same type. But I'm just saying, impact early. If it wasn't for you all begging the coaches to let Will get some tick, who knows?
Well, DeVaris wasn't bad. He just didn't get enough love.
DeVaris did early on. You're right. DeVaris was an impact wide receiver early on. You're right. Breezy was an impact receiver in his own way.
In his own way,
in his own way. Breezy
and stuff,
yeah. Breezy made big plays, not to the level, but like they've never had anybody to the level of Jeremiah Smith.
No. I mean, Jeremiah Smith, he go to the league next year. You know,
he'd be the number one pick right now.
Yeah, he's good, but that's through the graces of having such a lineage of receivers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're bound to get. I mean, even in that's a pantheon of receivers that Ohio State has had, you know. So I don't blame a Cardinal Tate going over there. I mean, that's a good option if you're a receiver, top receiver.
Yeah, it is. It's just one of those things, man. It's one of those things. But this season for Notre Dame has been more about the us than anything.
Absolutely.
Us. It's the collective, man.
Absolutely.
It's never been about one player, right? Like I said, the projected starting offensive line has never played together all season.
And we made it 16.
I don't even know if that's ever been done. Or a team that's never fielded their projected starting offensive line made the national championship game. I've never heard anything like that. Not one snap together. Not one snap together. With two freshmen, redshirt true freshmen, starting the season on the left side of the offensive line. It's unheard of. Losing your top two pass rushers in the middle of the season. Little drop off. It's unheard of.
Little drop off.
It's unheard of. Where do they do that at?
They don't. They don't. They don't. I haven't seen it, Sean.
What's that?
I haven't seen nothing like that.
No, the offensive line thing, I definitely haven't seen. That's why I said I'll take this offensive line going into this moment over the big names of last year.
Over the big names, yeah.
I'll take them. I'll take them. It's not even a question. It's not even a question. Lucky Lefty podcast. So for those of you Notre Dame fans that really, and as I said before, the diversity of the run game is totally different. Totally different. You can go to Riley in the run game. You can go to Jeremiah Love in the run game. You can come in with Aeneas Williams. You don't know if he's going out for a pass or if they're going to sneak him around on the counter and bounce it to the outside. There's so many different things they can attack you with in the run game. They were going outside zone and G gap early against Penn State. And then all of a sudden they just go to the inside pull. They start countering and pulling Jagusah and running up the middle. Totally just switched to a different style of run game in the second half, and it was absolutely effective. Right? Jadarian really didn't get off against Penn State. Watch him against Ohio State. He didn't get off against Penn State. Watch him against Ohio State.
Jadarian set the tone versus Texas A&M.
That's left. Who else? Like, you can argue over the best duo of running backs. Notre Dame has the best trio.
Arguably 4 if you count Riley, and he was leading the team in rushing. And that's with 3 capable running backs. He was leading the team in rushing. So that's 4 people.
I think I forget, Coach Carl Reed, one of his co-hosts, said if you extrapolate the numbers and give Jeremiah Love the same amount of carries that Ashton Jeanty had, his numbers would be absolutely ridiculous. Like, Jeremiah Love would get like 10 to 12 carries and just go sit down. Like, all right, those are my 10 to 12. I got 2 touchdowns and 100 yards. Okay.
Yeah, just go sit down. And then that's not even considering the fact that this is to be able to win by the amount of points you win by. And you can go sit down after a nice 10, 11, 12 carry day. What are we talking about? Who else in college football can be that good, get that least amount of carries, and their team is in the championship? Most teams will have Jeremiah Love carrying the ball 23 to 25 times a game. 23 to 25 times a game. I swear to goodness. 90% of college football, 95%. If he was at Alabama, what? So for him to just be having such an impact on such little amount of carries, the team is winning by double digits, and you have 3 other options that are viable outside of the guy that, in my opinion, is our best offensive player. He wasn't even leading the team in rushing. The quarterback was. It's an enigma that is hard to understand. But at the same time, there's no way you're coming up with an answer to say we have no chance against this team. I don't understand how he just jumps to that. That's what blows my mind. We have no chance? Really? Come on.
It's absolutely hilarious, man. That's hilarious. But thank God we get to show up, right?
Thank God we actually get to play the game. Oh, thank God we actually go get to play.
I can tell you one thing. The Notre Dame captains will not be looking behind them worried about whether or not their guys are ready to play. That 2012 story that Manti told, there will be no repeat of that on Monday night. It's a totally different culture, totally different coach, and a more talented team. It just is what it is. And see, like I said, Fletch, like I said, he just doesn't listen because he's been in other shows that we've had. We had Howard Griffith on the other day, and I literally told Howard the most impressive thing about both of these teams is how they have weathered issues on the offensive line and been able to right the ship. I literally said that the other day. It's just not good enough for Ohio State fans, bro.
Good enough. I've never
It's
seen.
not good enough. You pay them the one of the greatest compliments, and they still like, no, it's not good enough. It's like, man, look, Justin Fry has done an incredible job. Like you take Donovan Jackson from left guard, where he's probably like one of the best. Move him out the tackle, you lose your center. It's all types of stuff. Man, they come out smoking in the playoffs. Smoking. Smoking. After that debacle against Michigan, they come out smoking.
Well, they played the teams that they knew they liked that matchup versus. They liked it. They liked the Tennessee with a hurt running back. They liked the Oregon that wasn't gonna run the ball physically against.
We don't respect Tennessee, bro. You want to keep it a buck? We don't respect Tennessee. The SEC is Bama and Georgia. That's it.
That's it.
With a few sprinkles of LSU and other teams every now and then.
Every now and then.
And now Bama is not Bama.
No, that's not Bama.
Not the same Bama.
That's the Alabama Roll Tide. That's not even Bama.
Tennessee, Notre Dame would have smacked them too.
Smacked them, yep.
I think
Florida would be nice next year, though. DJ Lagway is a problem.
They came on at the end of the year as a team. They recovered well. They recovered well as a program. You tip your cap. Tip your cap to that coaching staff.
Yep. Tip your cap. They wanted to fire everybody. They wanted to get rid of the whole program.
Yes, they kept that. Notre Dame tried to steal a couple of people from their recruiting class late.
Yep.
They recovered, regained control, righted the ship.
Well, they got a quarterback. Quarterback, you'd be all right. You know.
Yeah, and see, they wanted to put him on ice for a year. That was the plan.
They did want to put him on ice.
Yeah, they wanted to let DJ marinate for a little bit.
Yeah, like keep in the tuck. This is not. We don't want to throw him out here with these. Yeah.
And then Graham Mertz got hurt. Who would have known that he would get hurt again? That's what he does every year. He gets hurt. Every year. But they tried to put him on ice and save him. But the kid, hopefully his hamstring is not something that's going to hamper him moving forward. But, yeah, I agree with you, Left. That's a team. Yeah. For Ohio State fans, I see Bucknuts, Fletch. I want to know from you guys, is it worth it going all in? Because the perception is that Ohio State pushed all their chips to the table, in the middle of the table.
100%. 100%.
Is winning a championship worth it if you have to take a step back a la Michigan in the following season? I'm interested in seeing what they say. Lucky Lefty podcast. Let's hear some more from Riley Leonard, Left. We're going to be with you guys over the weekend as well.
That's right.
It's the weekend early.
It's the championship, baby. Of course, we're going to be here
It's going to be early, though.
What we do Monday?
I got to watch the NFL. Carl Reed is going to be with us Monday.
Yeah, he got
Carl Reed is going to be with us Monday.
He has a lot of explaining.
He's got a lot of explaining and apologizing.
How did we end up on this day? Oh, how did we end up on this day? Talking
his boy is the offensive coordinator. Tommy Rees is his boy. He loves Tommy Rees. So
upwards.
Yeah. So now his boy's the OC at the Browns. He's probably happy about that.
Yeah, a lot of things we love Carl Reed for. I just want to know how are we talking this late in the season about Notre Dame, Carl Reed, when we already know. You know, I think you have amazing takes. Mm-hmm. So we just want you to come on, just maybe put on a Notre Dame jersey when you show up. You know, hey, is that too much to ask? I think we've earned it.
That's the bet. That's the bet. Now, wait a minute. I already know what he's gonna say. Left. You can book this. Notre Dame fans, you can book this on Monday. I already know what Carl Reed is gonna say. You know the first thing he's gonna say. Y'all got them St. Louis boys. You already know it. Left. You already know it. He's like, yeah, y'all got them St. Louis boys.
Yeah, them boys have showed up, huh?
That's why y'all winning now. Y'all got Aeneas and Jeremiah. That's what's up.
and they going crazy. Yeah, they going crazy for sure.
And
It's
you
a
know
little-
what? I'm gonna shake my head and say we appreciate it.
We appreciate it.
We appreciate St. Louis and
We
the
ain't need to
love
go
you're
to
showing us.
Georgia and the
No.
hearts of Bama and then Florida. We go right to St. Louis. That's where we go. That's where we get our little magic sauce.
Yeah, man. Riley Leonard, this is what he had to say. Just previewing and talking about the matchup. Let's hear from the quarterback.
Individually, and one thing I saw from Ohio State was that, once again, their ability to get to the quarterback specifically on third down. So I got to really be good with my protection adjustments and knowing what I'm getting, make sure the O-line's sliding in the right direction. And they did a good job, just playing, good defense, one-on-one defense whenever they needed to in the back end. So, yeah, that was a couple pieces there. And then, how does the team respond to, me being a leader?
Well, how have they rallied around you?
How
much have gotten closer now that you
Right.
know at this point in the season, this is the end all be all?
Yeah, I think maybe that's a question you got to ask somebody else. I don't really know how to answer it too much, but I think maybe in the way that we play and the way that we respond, especially after a mistake by me, if you see the other guy's body language, it's probably pretty positive because we know how to respond at this point and fix our mistakes.
Go ahead, Lev.
Well, like we talked about, I mean, this is one of the few programs in the country where Riley Leonard has the luxury of saying, it don't all have to be on me. And when you're talking about, yes, Ohio State's hoping and wishing we get in third and long, because that's their game. But this is my counter, which is why I say, who in their right mind with 4 viable running options would ever want to face an Ohio State team in third and long? If we can be 3rd and 6 and under, Ohio State has an issue. Riley just told you, he said, yeah, they're going to get to me in third and long. They do good one-on-one when they have to. But if we're 3rd and short, it's a totally different ball game. And we've already proven through playing Georgia, through playing Penn State, through going through the season, if we're chipping away at you with our run game, you're relying on what, 150 yards or below that you're trying to stop from Riley Leonard? Good luck. That's not what's going to be the determining factor in us scoring points necessarily. So if you're chasing we got to sack Riley, we got to get him in third and long, it's going to be a long day because our offense doesn't live in third and long. We don't live in third and long unless it's a penalty. More times than not, we're 3rd and short. So when is Ohio State's special ability and impact going to come in if they can't predict or know for sure when passing downs are happening? That's the game between the game right there.
Yeah. For me, he said something, his adjustments before Mike Denbrock spoke about this as well. Coming out of the Georgia game, he said that Riley would have to be better at his calls, identifying the mic, shifting the offensive line in the right direction. He struggled with that against Georgia. Much better in the second half against Penn State. Much better. I think the pass pro is going to be much better early in this matchup than it was against Penn State because of the shuffling. I feel pretty confident. Bill Wagner is what he is, man. He's serviceable. First-year starter, serviceable. And honestly, in pass protection, has been the best tackle in pass protection. So you pair him with Jags, the interior, with the veterans that they have. If they can be healthy, if Rocco can be healthy, if Shrouf can be healthy, if Pat Coogan, who has definitely been the heartbeat of this team on and off the field, in that steadying force, they lock in and they do what they do. But But if those tackles have good games, if Emil Wagner, who, like I said, Emil Wagner has had a above average season, in my opinion, at right tackle. Pass pro, the issue has been the backside of Riley Leonard. That's what had him jittery to start the season with that true freshman starting at left tackle. And Anthony Knapp is one of the best run blockers at tackle, but he struggled in pass pro. Jags at 6'6", 330 pounds. Anthony Knapp is 290, bro. His anchor is nothing. That's why he kept getting pushed back into the quarterback over and over again. The kid, I mean, he's trying. He's a 297-pound left tackle, true freshman. Scrapping. That's what he was doing. Even the start of the game against Penn State, he's scrapping. You tip your cap to the kid because he gave Notre Dame everything that they needed to be able to get to this point.
In his pocket. He needs some more bricks in his back pocket, but hey.
But now,
from the year or two from now, he's going to be a problem.
Yeah. But 6'6", 3. Ask the defensive ends from Ohio State who they would rather face. Anthony Knapp at 295 pounds or Charles Jagusah, the projected starting left tackle before the season at 6'6", 335.
6'6", 3. Come on, man.
You asked them who they would rather see. And of course, all athletes would be like, man, it doesn't make us a difference. All right. Ask Joe Dumars, would he rather guard?
Ask Abdul Carter. Ask Abdul Carter fourth quarter.
No, but ask that cat Joe Dumars, would he rather guard Michael Jordan or John Starks? Ask him. Because being politically correct, you can say, oh, it doesn't matter. I'm going to compete either way. Yeah, it's fine. You're right.
But there's things you rather deal with.
You used to tell me all the time we would rather. I've heard this from you, and I've heard this from all of the old Notre Dame players going back to the 80s and 90s, bro. All of you guys say the same thing. Dude, we would much rather play a Big Ten team or an SEC team than the academy.
Absolutely.
And that's before they changed the rules. I'm talking about back in the day where they could legally chop block and, have you engaged and come from behind and block you, on your knees.
It's pain.
Yeah, you're like, dude, we don't want to play those dudes, man. Like, we would much rather play just a normal team.
Yeah, they just live differently when it comes to that. Like, they just, you're trying to get out the game too now. You're not trying to think about your whole career while the game going on.
But now you go to the look, Jaden Greathouse missed a couple of games. Injuries. Jordan Faison missed time twice. He missed games because of that ankle. He's finally healthy. Greathouse is finally healthy and starting to ascend. Heck, we lost Bo Collins to a little bit of a flu bug. He didn't even play against Penn State. Mitchell Evans didn't come back until the middle of the year. Dude, Cooper Flanagan, he got injured in the playoffs. It's just, I'm going to be honest, Notre Dame fans. I'm amazed that Notre Dame is here.
Yeah.
If you really take audit of this season.
That Notre Dame is here, and Notre Dame has made all of these adjustments look easy.
And we don't say that to cop any pleas. Man, we ain't copping no pleas.
No,
we're coming. I believe they're coming. They're coming. Gonna be a tough game, but they're coming. But I think Riley Leonard, this is the most confident and calm. You remember how Riley used to be real fidgety?
He couldn't stand at the podium.
He couldn't stand at the podium. You watch him at the podium the last couple of games.
Like he figured it out. Like he's relaxed. Like
his
he's
confidence,
like,
yes.
All right.
His confidence
I'm settled in. I'm settling in now.
Yes.
I know I don't have to be the playmaking Duke Riley.
Mm-hmm.
I can do what I need to do and kind of let the team, he kept talking about it all year. Let my guys do it. I just throw it up. My guys got it. I just got to trust my guys around me. I know when I mess up, they got my back. Like, he's fully acknowledged. He's like, look, in all my mistakes, I know that I can still rely on these guys to pull me out. So if I just play good, we off and running. Ain't no stopping us. And I like that he's finally understood that it's not about him doing everything. You don't gotta jump over everybody and make all the runs. Like he talked about. He said, "My job's easy. I just turn around and hand it to Jeremiah Love. I just turn around and hand it to Darian." Yeah, that was what we was trying to tell you in the first 5 games. Don't think you got to do everything.
Facts.
Just throw it to the open dudes. Turn around and hand it off. And I swear to God, you're gonna be great. Because then when
don't throw it to them.
Don't throw it to them. Because then when you start rolling, you running around, making plays, jumping over. Now everything's coming together.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can look up and be like, okay, I did that in the first part of the drive. Now turn around and Jeremiah jumping over somebody for 6. That's how you play. Not, oh my God, we need a play. Let me run around and not have anything. So he smoothed out his game. He fit right in the pocket of Notre Dame in which they asked him to fit. And now you're just seeing a guy that's in control of what he's got going on. He don't look like he's about to pull his hair out or he's, looking for Bible verses to refer to get through tough times. He's like, man, I got my brothers. We good. Like he said, my schedule hasn't changed. Go to work, go to practice, go home.
Yeah, see, Riley, you got a ball. Let me say this. You got a ball.
You got a
ball because Will Howard is just as much as a believer as you are. He's strong in faith too.
Y'all can't outpray each other now. Somebody
both quarterbacks are strong in faith. Strong young men of God. Hey, go ball.
Y'all both can't say John 3:16 because y'all both on the same. Yeah.
Can't sit up here and say God can't play favorites.
Well, I don't know. Riley got the upper hand. He can bust out that rosary now. Well, Howard ain't got the rosary.
Come on, man.
No, wait a minute. I think Riley.
I don't know. See, I have to relax. I don't know if Riley is Catholic though.
I don't
know if he's Catholic.
Well, he from the Bible country.
The Bible Belt.
The Bible Belt.
Yeah, that is the correct term. The Bible Belt. Yes.
Yeah, he from down there. He know a little bit about that rosary. He might have to. That's our upper hand now. We got the grotto. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got the grotto at Old State. They got the club. We got the grotto. So I know we both. I think gotta be.
They don't have the grotto. They got the club. Only left. Only left. Super chat. Rose Horse Lemonade. Thank you for the super chat. 937. Stand up.
That's right.
I'm a Buckeye fan, but love watching Lucky Lefty. Hey, we appreciate that. Rose Horse Lemonade. Lucky Lefty go crazy at Alta. What is y'all biggest concern for Monday when it comes to the Notre Dame offense? I'm personally nervous for Leonard and Love.
Well, we got Leonard, Love, Collins, Aeneas Williams. We got Price. We got Jagusah. We got a lot of names to don't let the first 2 get you distracted from all the other ones we got coming to. So it's not. We have a plethora. We with many different ways we can get. We ain't talking about Greyhouse. Greyhouse had 100 yards and 2 touchdowns last game. You talking about love and like, wait a minute. Hold on now. Mitchell Evans can activate. We got mismatches and we have matchups all day offensively. What I'm worried about, I don't think we can give him the ball like Riley Leonard did in those moments, giving the ball up twice. If he don't give up the ball,
he said he's scared. He said he's scared of them too, though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, hey, listen, don't let us get rolling. I think once we get rolling, that's when all the surprise stuff's coming out. Jordan Faison getting 100 yards or something, or, Jaden Thomas getting clutch first downs when you're like, how did you wasn't even in the game all, you know what I'm saying? So I think that our biggest struggle will be turnovers. I don't think this is the team where you can, like Penn State, turn the ball over and rely on the fact that they can't score.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta play clean. If we keep the ball in our end, I believe we'll be fine, 100%. I just don't believe Ohio State is willing to be physical through all 4 quarters, through all the guys we're going to have touch the football. And as long as we don't become one-dimensional, where we're like love or nothing, and we mix it up, give them a little bit of Riley, give them a little bit of Faison, give them a little bit of Love, give them a little bit of Price, give them a little bit of Willie. If we can still call, and because sometimes you get into these tight games where you're like, oh, we got to go to our best players, Leonard and Love, the whole time. No, we just do what we do. We do what we do. And I know we'll be right on point. Now, Ohio State has a lot of great pieces on defense, yes, but physically, that's not a talent thing. That's about physicality. I think that's where we get the upper hand.
Yeah. Super chat. One more. You have a GTB. I have a couple of those we have to get to. Black Rhino 75. Thank you for your support as always. It won't only be the Buckeyes giving out money on this page. Oh man, appreciate that. Getting motivated right there.
It's all parlays, man.
For the most part, dude, I just like fans and other fan bases that don't have to be emotionally immature. Like it just jumped in refer to somebody as a moron. Like, literally show your level of maturity, dude. When you have to go to using vocabulary that's insulting, especially if it's based upon you not agreeing with something.
Yeah. The counterpoint is to say somebody's a moron is not a good counterpoint.
Like, dude, I'm sure I disagree with my mother, dude. I'm not about to call her a moron.
Because you're like, whoa, where is that? How is that?
Me and my mother disagree a lot, bro. My mother is like, everybody has the best in them. You have to see the best in everybody. Love, love, love. And I'm she is the sweetest woman in the world, left. Sometimes I have to say, Mom, come on, man. That's a snake over there.
Sweetest woman in the world.
Yeah, that's a snake over there. In the world. Don't pick. No, that's a snake over there. That person right there. Don't. No, Sean. No, Mario Dunlap. He'll tell you. Mario Dunlap grew up with me. He always sees the good, bro. Always. To a fault. Always. And that's why I love football, man, because the vast majority of football fans across every fan base are fantastic people, man. That's what makes us do this show over and over again. Let's hear from 1/3 of that Notre Dame backfield, the freshman, Aeneas Williams, talking about his impact as a freshman and what this season has meant to him.
Obviously, it's been full of eventful. It's been an amazing freshman season. Set the bar really high my freshman year, but just the consistency throughout the season. Showing up for my coaches and just being a third down weapon, and then obviously just kind of growing my role throughout the playoffs, and just showing what all I can do.
How good is Jeremiah Love?
He's just. I don't think he's done growing yet. So set the bar pretty high.
Did you expect this type of playing time and did you have these expectations coming into Notre Dame as a freshman?
Yeah, obviously I don't want to set the bar too low. I don't want to set it too high. Just coming in with a level head. Wherever this journey takes me, it takes me. But yeah, I definitely plan on expediting the process a little bit faster than most. Growing on this third down role, and I plan on obviously upping my role even more.
Wait a minute. What's his hair texture? Because I see you rocking the Dewey.
It's been full of eventful.
What kind of hair?
It's been an amazing freshman.
Do you think he got waves, or is it like
one of us?
curly?
Is he one of us? Do we got the same hair texture? See, I got something.
Well, if you look at the beard, I would venture to say that his hair is probably not as coarse or thick as ours.
Hold on, man.
However, the beard texture is a little scruffy. It's got a little scruff to it. You know what I'm saying? With the little missing parts, which he'll fill
Okay,
in
yeah,
as he
okay,
gets
yeah,
older.
yeah.
He'll
He'll get
become more
older.
full.
I'm trying
But
to.
the
I'm
color,
just
the
making
color
sure.
throws,
Like,
the color throws you off a little bit. Like, the color throws you off a little bit. I understand, but he's a St. Louis dude through and
okay,
through.
okay,
He's a St. Louis dude through and through. I had to bring the picture back up though.
okay. I had
So
to.
if I had to guess, I would guess he's rocking the wave under the do-rag. But that's gangster to come. That's gangster to come to do the PR with the
I
do-rag.
was just making sure.
That's
Like,
gangster.
was he?
Only under Marcus Freeman. Only under Coach Marcus Freeman would a Notre Dame player show up with the do-rag.
Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering.
Only during the Freeman era. Because I know under the Brian Kelly regime, that wasn't happening. That definitely wasn't happening. So
Okay, I was just wondering.
we tell people at church, come as you are.
Yeah.
Come as you are. And that is exactly the Freeman era effect
right.
when it comes to these media gatherings. The Notre Dame players, they're coming as they are.
Something up under there. Something up under there that we might be family or something. Okay. I like that. Now, what I do like
oh man, Nick 64 Connie said I need a sample. He had a little red fox in him.
He do. He really does. Okay. I like that.
That's nasty work, bro.
But I like the fact, but first of all, I just want to claim the fact that I've been saying this about him when we was looking at his film in high school. I probably am the biggest Aeneas Williams fan of the 2025 class, or was it 24 class?
Mm-hmm.
I have been promoting Aeneas Williams from before he put on the jersey. So to say I'm Notre Dameist, I'm Notre Dameist. I told you he was going to be the third down versatile back with the ball out of his hands, with the ball in his hands in all situations.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I don't know if he's a clear, straight running back. He could play the slot. He could play the ins. He can do it all. I was the one saying that. So when you saw the sluggo on the outside versus a linebacker, I'm the one that told you that was even possible. So I'm not surprised that he's doing this thing because it fits. It fits. He's that gadget player. He can run the ball and run between the tackles and all that, but he's really that gadget guy. The perfect complement to a bruiser in Jadarian and the All-American in Love. He can do a little bit between the both. That's why it works. That's why it fits. That's why it makes sense. And to be able to have an impact and then still be able to give credit to the guys that are above you in your grade and in the room and understand that your value is still helping them succeed and everybody's eating. Dina McCullough is a genius. He's a genius. So for him to be able to put together and know what complements each other, that's something special. He didn't just get the best running backs in the country. Oh, we just take number one every year. He had to say, what balances a Jeremiah Love? What balances a Jadarian Price? What balances and where can we still recruit players that want to come to Notre Dame that with this talent that we have in front of them, they can still see themselves playing? What's the role we can give Aeneas? He falls right into that category of a perfect fit for a role. Third down, versatile back. You get in there, some change-up minutes. You get some opportunities to run inside the tackle. We've seen you run some routes, and we've seen you catch the ball in the slot. So we've seen you in multiple places where it's not about you getting 20 carries a game. You probably got 6 of the most important to put us up in the game. So that's what's special about how Marcus Freeman recruits players. He's recruiting players to have a role and to have a vision into what they're getting into. It's not just, oh, you're the best receiver in the world. Oh, you're the best running back. Just come on. We're gonna figure it out. We literally said, okay, you fit right in that wedge between Aeneas. Right in that wedge between Love and Jadarian Price. Where we can find you carries. We can get you, we can hit spots. And in those spots, we need you to blow up. And that's exactly what he did. And it fits in the same category as how a guy like Kenny Urlacher can just jump into the secondary and make plays off the bat. Because Because you look around and you see, okay, I got Xavier Watts, I got Adon Schuler, I got guys around me in my position that are doing great things, and I can still make an impact. Yeah, I'm confident. I got Mike Mickens as my coach. So when you have coach, veteran leadership, and guys underneath with some talent, that's when it all starts working. You got Dina McCullough and Jeremiah Love, great coach, All-American player. That fosters a great room. That fosters a great room for guys underneath to grow and feel confident in their role because they're seeing the guy above them do it, and they can trust the coach that's going to plug them in in the position to go and be who they are. Mike Mickens, great coach, All-American and award-winning Xavier Watts. So what's the equation equal to when you get a great coach and a guy like Xavier Watts? It equals an Adon Schuler. That's what the equation gives you. That's what fosters a great room is, okay, I got an award-winning leader, first-round pick, and an amazing coach with a pedigree of as long as the toilet paper. Okay, I can go in there. If I'm here, that means I can go in there and do something special and have the confidence to do my job. No different. You jump down to that offensive line room, and they walk in that room, they see Zach Martin's name, Nick Martin, Ronnie, McGlinchey, Chris Watt, Eichenberg, Aaron Banks. It doesn't matter. They're like, okay, Quentin Nelson. Okay, all I got to do is watch this film, trust what I'm being taught. I'm in the room with a Joe Walton, a Blake Fisher. Oh, all I need to do is, if I'm here, I'm going to be good because I know the vision, I know the path. I know if I do all the right steps, like the 7,000 guys before me, I just know I'm going to be all right. Aeneas is just watching Love just do all the things that he's like, okay, I'm going to just trust that what you're doing is going to get me there. And he does. And you got the coach confidence behind you. There's no way you don't develop into the player you're supposed to be. You get the most out of that player. So that's the secret sauce. You get the amazing coach with that lead horse, which we don't have in the receiver room. That's what the difference is, right? We pointed out the O-line has it, the tight end room has it, the running back room has it, the DBs have it. So it's not a surprise to see them blow up and not a surprise to see the first rounds repeat themselves over and over again, or the young guys playing surprisingly well and fitting into an already crowded depth chart. Because they have a path that's built in on what the coach wants them to do, and they can trust it because they see it happen with the older guy in their room. Adon Schuler's like, bro, I have Xavier Watts here. He just won in Nagurski. He's on top of the world, has the most picks at safety. And we have Mike Mickens, who has Sauce Gardner, Ben Morrison, and all these players. All I got to do is watch the lead example and just play like that and trust my coaching from Mickens. And now I'm a great player too. That's all we need in the receiver room. That's all we need in the quarterback room. Because we got it in other places. We have it in the tight end, O-line, the running backs, the secondary, the linebackers eventually. We need D-line and we need receivers to get that coach and that premier player. And now you cooking with grease. But we see the formula happen and we know we can and we see it in real time. And that's why guys don't want to leave. Aeneas Williams don't want to leave, even though he's getting 5 or 6 carries a game. He don't want to leave. He's like, why would I leave if I know I can get to where I'm going if I just trust the process? I don't have to question if a process is better at another school. I'm watching it. I'm getting in the game. I'm watching Jeremiah Love do all the things that my coach is saying. If I do that, I'm going to be right there. And I'm having real impact as a true freshman. I got everything I want. I don't need to leave. I don't need to act like I can't trust Marcus Freeman's approach to whatever. I got my role defined, and it's going to grow even more next year. So Marcus Freeman is set the pieces all in the right place for a kid to come in and feel like I don't need to transfer. I just need to follow the process.
And Keegan Young is in the back pocket.
And we ain't even talking about Keegan Young.
Keegan Young's in the back pocket like, yeah, my time is coming too. Right.
And that's without a Jabron Payne, who probably would be that Aeneas role right now. And he probably transferring just due to the fact that I think his window is probably past, but maybe not. Shit, I mean,
I harken back to the end of that Navy game where they gave Kedron like 6 straight carries, and when he finally scored, he was huffing and puffing, and I was like, "Yeah, dog.
yeah, you gonna get your,
Yeah, dog. You
you gonna get your touches now.
It's different when you get the touches, boy. Like not used to getting that. Like it's a different game out here, baby.
But it's possible when you have such a great organization of how you're doing things.
Mm-hmm. Lucky Lefty podcast. So let's go to Jaden Greathouse, who is a wide receiver who came in with expectations of eclipsing the 40, 50 reception mark from a lot of the fan base. You heard really good things during the spring. You heard great things during the fall. He had that big 3rd down catch against Texas A&M on the game-winning touchdown drive, and you thought it was just, man, take off from there. Most of us did. And then all of a sudden, a few injuries, some lull in the middle of the season, and who knew that performance was right there waiting in the Orange Bowl for Jaden Greathouse. This is what he had to say about his confidence that continues to grow.
That was definitely what they was calling me.
How do you build on, that Penn State game and sort of the confidence that you have moving forward in the biggest game of the year?
That game was definitely a confidence booster for sure, but, not trying to stay too high on that game and understanding the opponent that we have right now. And, we have a good opponent ahead of us, and, we're in the preparation phase right now and fine-tuning everything. So, we're going to come out ready to fight.
What makes Ohio State such a dangerous opponent?
They definitely have a lot of talent on the roster for sure. They have a really good secondary, and their offense is stacked with full of players, and they're a really complete team. But so are we, and we have a lot of talent on our roster too. So it's definitely going to be a good game.
What can give you an edge in a game like this when they're a defense that has allowed the fewest touchdowns and fewest yards per game all season?
I really just think it comes down to our playmakers being playmakers. I believe in, this offense that we have. I believe in the coaches and the staff that we have and the positions that they put us in to succeed. And so they've been doing that all season, and I have no reason to doubt that they're not going to do it this next game.
Do you have thoughts of what took place last year here against Ohio State?
For me personally, just playing in that game, it definitely stings and lingers in my mind for sure. But, as a team, I think we're going to go out there and just try to be the best version of ourselves. And we know that that's going to be what it's going to take to win the game. And that's what we plan to do. We're preparing for it. We're going to leave it all out there, and we're going to be the best team that we can.
This team is they're really focused left. They're lock and step, like almost we're ready to play.
They're very calm about the situation.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not overselling or underwhelming the moment. They're just like, yeah, I mean, we got here this far doing these set of processes. We haven't changed who we are. Yeah, they're talented, but this the first time I heard we say we talented too. Usually they'd be like, oh, we're going against the great Ohio State and we're going to see what happens. They're like, okay, they good, but we good too, and we ready.
You know what, though? See, let's talk to that, Left. Let's talk to that, especially since old boy is trying to get credit for this roster. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. You just open the door. I'm going to go ahead and walk straight through.
Because he tried to slide that in there.
Yeah, he tried to slide that in there. I'm rooting for the guys that
that I brought there.
I brought there.
Of course, I'm rooting for them. That's me. That's me. Of course.
You left them too,
like Cincinnati, but
in the middle of the night, and gave them 5 minutes. Let's not talk about that.
Yeah,
you talk to them dudes, you love them, but you talk to them for 5 minutes and hopped on a private jet.
wearing the jacket, wearing the LSU jacket. You wearing Tiger jacket and say, I love y'all boys, I'm out.
So don't come around now trying to act like, oh, those are my guys. No, stay with the SEC/conference affiliation.
Yeah.
Stay with that. Well, we don't want that love. We reject it. We reject that. You're not receiving that. No parts. Get that the hell away from us. See, Left, because it's vitally important to understand that they can be who they are. Aeneas Williams can come with the do-rag. Jaden Greathouse can say, we're talented too. Because everything flows downhill, Left. This team is a reflection of their head coach. This program is a reflection of their head coach. He believes. See, unfortunately, past Notre Dame teams were a reflection of that dude, that coach we previously spoke about, that would come and say stuff like, we gotta, it's gonna be tough. I don't know if we have enough. We have to shop down a different aisle here at Notre Dame. We can't go get talented players. And see, when you download that into the rest of your staff and the rest of your players, administration and program, you walk into big moments with doubt. You walk into big moments a little bit frenzied.
Hell, we had coaches crying out saying we can't get good receivers.
Facts.
Crying out. Don't look at me. It's the recruitment that we can't get.
And you're the man recruiting.
Not the coaching. We just can't get the guys in. That's what we heard just 2 short years ago.
I have no idea how that dude even got back into coaching. He's still the wide receiver coach at UNLV, right? I think after being the head coach, the interim during the bowl game.
He got that Notre Dame patch on his resume.
Goofies, man. So what you're watching, man, is this every bit. This is why we reject that. This program belongs to Marcus Freeman. It's all him. There is no more BK residue around this program. None. And I am stunned that he had the audacity, well, the narcissist that he is, I'm not stunned. That's right on par that he would speak out and try to infuse himself into the success of Notre Dame.
Talking about, well, of course. Why wouldn't I root for them? I built the team pretty much. I'm Mark Jackson.
That's what he tried. That's what he tried to. He tried to throw it out there like
that. To pull it out there. He says, they're my baby. They just growing up. I'm glad, root for them. He's so funny, man.
You're corny, dude. Mad corny. That's what he is. Lucky Lefty Podcast Super Chat from Michael Graves. Thank you for the Super Chat. What are you thinking? What are you thinking about the challenge for our secondary?
I think the real challenge is, can Will get him the football, even if it's the matchup you're looking for? Can Will get it to him consistently to give the receivers a good enough chance? Because regardless of what the matchup is, Notre Dame is going to be in the vicinity. It's not like you're just going to be running wide open and we just falling down looking like the freaky Penn State Lions. Even in the one-on-one situations, we're going to have a hand up. It's going to be a 50-50 ball. I put more pressure. Is Will Howard accurate enough? Is Will Howard accurate enough? Stop saying Notre Dame don't want to play no man. Can Will Howard get it to him in man? That's the question. Can Will Howard get it to him consistently in man? I'm not worried about us playing defense. Can Will Howard hit Jeremiah Smith and man on man enough times to beat us? I don't believe he has the talent to do that. So, no, I'm not worried about us playing man versus their receiver core. Can Will Howard be good enough to get them the football and man to make a difference? Because in my opinion, any man-to-man that we're playing is 50-50. Any man that we're playing with the guys we got, with Leonard Moore and Christian Gray, that's a 50-50 chance. Against Jeremiah Smith and anybody else in college football, that's like a 70-30. With us, it's 50-50. So, yes, we're going to play man. We don't care about that. I have more faith that we play better man defense than Will Howard has accuracy to get him the football. How is Will going to be able to get him enough? Is Will going to have enough time? Is Will going to get the ball out of his hands quick enough? Is he going to be able to be accurate under pressure? Is he going to be accurate when getting off the floor because he's going to get hit? Can he be strong enough and consistent enough to throw the ball well enough versus man? That's the question. Forget playing man. We're going to play man because that's who we are. We played man against other receivers and we won the game when they tried us thinking we was just going to play man and lose. We picked it off twice and went to the house. Playing man. Giving up some plays, but we took them back. So, yes, we're going to play man. My question is, with how we bring pressure and how we affect the quarterback with confusing the looks, can Will identify that as man, and can he be accurate enough? Can he? Because he's only, a 65% guy in general? Now he's going against the best defense he's played against, and you telling me he's going to be what, Aaron Rodgers? No. His accuracy don't get better because you play a tougher defense. That don't even logically make sense. You don't play a tougher defense and get more accurate. So until you can prove that part, I don't care about us playing man. That's a part of our identity. We played 15 games playing man. We don't care about one or two receivers. Oregon played y'all in man. Not the second game. Well, I don't know
what Oregon was playing.
I don't know what they was playing that second.
Dude, they must have had their defense on CPU.
Oh my God! Like you got Jeremiah Smith running on a safety 20 yards away. Like what kind of structure is that? I ain't never seen that. That was crazy. And I'm not saying that Moore or Christian Gray is going to totally lock down those receivers either. I'm just saying it's a 50-50 chance, and I like our chances. Marvin Harrison Jr. only had 30 yards, dude. So how much greater can, against a first-round corner, we think Leonard Moore's going to be a first-round corner. So how greater can he be?
I'm glad you said that. This is it's valuable. It's valuable. Remember, people were upset that players opted out or decided to transfer, but they stayed around the program until they had to leave. A game like this with experience versus the Ohio State receivers. Benjamin Morrison is in the ear of both of the Notre Dame defensive backs. Like
easily. I just did this.
I played them as a true freshman.
Played against their best receiver that's highly touted, first round, all world, and I held him to 30 yards. What are we talking about? He and Marvin Harrison made some
boy,
plays.
you
What happened?
I'm laughing, bro, because your Notre Dame passion is really it's always brimming. But this week, it's in abundance.
Ohio State fans are acting like we just, I don't know, man. It's like we just held.
You good? You good? When you go back to Dayton, do I need to send some people?
I'm great.
You good?
I'm great. I'm going on.
I want to make sure you can go. I want to make sure you can see Grandma.
We're actually gonna have a championship parade in Dayton for Marcus Freeman. You know, right through Columbus. We're gonna finish in Columbus, start in Dayton, and finish in Columbus. That's how good we are in Ohio, especially after this game on
Boy,
Monday.
you a fool. You
Saying 30 yards, dude.
Thank you for another super chat. OSU fan. I'ma show love. Freeman, CJ Hicks, 937 boys is up. To your point, I think our offense is trying to get a knockout punch, but not a maul you to death.
That's all because they
I think it's violent though. Still told to knives.
They need knockout punches because they can't drive down the field. Are you relying? I've already posted clips of Will trying to drive down the field. We've seen that. Not impressive. Not impressive. So they need the big chunk play. That's how you get a Jeremiah Smith with 7 receptions, almost 200 yards. Like, Jesus Christ. He only gets almost 200 yards and 7 receptions from chunk plays, meaning bombs over Baghdad. They're not slicing and dicing down the field. No, they had Travion Henderson get an 80-yard screen for a touchdown. They got Jack Sawyer get an 80-yard strip sack for a touchdown. What are they chopping down the field doing? And everybody knows when you're going against Notre Dame defense, you're going to have to walk down the field at some point. Every team has done it. Stanford had to do it. Virginia had to do it. SC was doing it. You're not chunking or you're not just getting explosive plays on us all day. It's Penn State, 11 plays, 90 yards. Georgia, 10 plays, 98 yards. It was a great drive, but that's one drive that resulted in 7 points. And you wasted about 8 minutes. You had to put all your work into one drive to get 7 points. So you're not getting 7 receptions for 200 yards. You're not doing it. You're not killing us with explosive. You're not doing it. What did Penn State? Penn State's best plays and drives were like 8-play drives, 9-play drives. Like, other than when we gave them the ball on our side of the field, that was the only time they had a short drive for a touchdown. And whenever you keep a team having all those plays and these long drives to get scores, you get stuff how Penn State had it, where they're throwing stupid missed passes to the running back for wide open touchdowns. You're drive fatigued. That was like play 15. So to be locked in for that long to get a touchdown, that's strenuous, especially on a guy with a noodle arm like Will.
Jay Henry, that's what I was laughing at, Henry. Lefty at that 30 with some emphasis. Yeah,
it was 30 yards. Like,
he
dude,
put some stank on that 30.
Marvin Harrison probably didn't even review that film with scouts in the NFL because it was like it wasn't much to watch. It wasn't much to watch. Now, Ben Morrison, he gonna cut on that Marvin Harrison Jr. tape because he ain't play all year. He gonna, in case y'all forgot, the guy that had almost 1,000 yards in Arizona, I held him to 30. That's why I need to be first round. I know you didn't see me. You hype on Leonard more. Yeah. But I'm coming out this year, and I need to turn on that tape from the year before when I was locking up your favorite guy. That was me. I'm still first round.
Black Rhino, 75.
I was locking up Zay Flowers. I was locking up Zay Flowers. Y'all forgot about when I was locking up Flowers. You got to turn on that tape. Okay.
Rose, you will not outgift us on this page. Rose and Black Rhino go at it.
Hey, shout out to Dayton, man.
Hey, Dayton is the best. You know what I mean? Behind Chicago, y'all the best, bro.
There we go. That's okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all bigger by capita. Y'all the 5th largest city in the state, in the country. And Dayton is under 300,000.
First of all, we are Illinois. We talk that talk.
Look at the state.
Yeah, we are Illinois. It's us and then whatever. We're the state.
You can't say you're taking the state.
Huh? See, Ohio, where you had? You got Columbus, you got Dayton, you got Cleveland, you got Cincinnati. Even Wisconsin has Milwaukee, Madison.
They got some spots.
Michigan, Grand Rapids,
Detroit,
East Lansing,
and Harvard. They got it all.
Yeah. Indiana, Terre Haute, Indianapolis. Where's Purdue?
Fayetteville or
no. Lafayette, West Lafayette. And then wherever that other school we banged in the first round, wherever that
Bloomington. Yeah, Bloomington, yeah. You got to go find them on the map for sure. Fort Wayne.
California has Sacramento, the Bay,
Yeah,
LA, San
yeah,
Diego.
yeah.
Texas has Austin,
Houston, Dallas.
Houston. Florida has Miami, Orlando, Fort Lauderdale, Jacksonville, Chicago. That's it. That's it. That's it. But what?
Chicago. That's it.
Chicago. Why do I go? Man, I want to visit Illinois. Where should I go? Chicago.
Chicago. That's it. It ain't where else you going, you know. That's funny.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
Oh man.
That's it. You go to the DMV.
No love for
cities all over
Springfield.
the
No
place.
love for Springfield. Ed 3 said no love for Springfield. What's up with that?
Don't nobody go to Springfield. Yeah, stop playing, man. You ain't talking about. Come on, man. Even New York has upstate New York.
Oh man, no way.
New York has 5 boroughs, bro. Even New York has 5 boroughs you can go to.
New York got 5 boroughs. That's
You can
right.
spend the day in Harlem. You can spend the day in the Bronx, Brooklyn. Man,
But in
Queens.
Illinois, it's just Chicago. That's all it
man, they
is.
might as well rename the whole state Chicago, bro. The whole state Chicago. Welcome to Chicago.
Ain't no way.
You know what I mean?
I'm sure other Illinois people feel away. Because you got Eastern Illinois, that's where Tony Romo went, or Garoppolo, one of them two.
Where's it at? Where's Easton at? Name the city.
Hold on. That's what it's called Eastern, right? It's Eastern.
Name the city that Eastern's in. I guarantee you don't know it. I know
Oh, is that crazy?
It's 40 minutes from Illinois to Champaign, so I know it. I
my
guarantee you don't know it.
What? I don't know. Well, Champaign count. You gotta count the good old
Champaign is southern Chicago.
Southern Chicago.
There's a bunch of Chicago people going to school. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's southern Chicago.
So Chicago's not directionally. If you direct, it's like the Middle East. You Chicago North, Chicago
That's
South.
it. The rest of the state is just a suburb of Chicago, bro. That's it. That's it.
Oh man, that's a good
it.
point. I never heard
Eastern Illinois is in Charleston.
in
Western
Right.
Illinois is in Macomb.
Macomb. I have never heard of these places.
I know. And Southern Illinois is in Carbondale or Edwardsville. They have another campus in Edwardsville. Like I said,
You don't. I
just
don't know.
rename the state Chicago.
Nobody's offended. That's surprising. Nobody's offended. Everybody's in agreement on that.
Every other state has like 3 or 4 places you could go.
Not,
You know what
not,
I'm saying?
not
Even
Illinois.
Kansas has Kansas City and Wichita. Even Kansas has Oklahoma City, Norman, Oklahoma. You got multiple places in Oklahoma. Illinois, Chicago. Georgia has you, man. I got family that go to Augusta. You got Augusta, Athens, Atlanta. And it's like 3 or 4 spots you can go to in Georgia. Another super chat from Lucas Jackson. We're almost done. Man, it's been a funny show today. Late arriving today, did I miss Mr. G. Williker's clowning? No, man, he is not at Mr. G. Williker's.
He's locked in, honestly.
Yeah, he's gone. I don't know what. Hey,
I mean, not for this game. He ain't know none of that. You know, I got a lot of faith that Riley. At least I think he's accepted and he's comfortable in his role, man. And it's amazing to see how, you know, at first I was upset that Marcus Freeman was riding so hard in the beginning of the year, like he could do no wrong. But then it just shows you just that commitment and what it means and how that commitment can transform a player throughout a season, just having support. Marcus Freeman don't know how to play quarterback, but his support of his quarterback has gotten his player to play better and to fit and to what Marcus Freeman has been trying to mold on to him through this whole year. And even Riley Leonard has noticed the change in his own teammates and how they respond to his mistakes and they respond to him doing well. I mean, you really see the total process of conformity, man. I mean, he's became a Notre Dame quarterback over the season. And I think that watching that maturation process, he's ready for a moment like this. At the beginning of the season, he wasn't. And I think to be able to have two different moments where you can point to and be like, he wasn't the guy he was when he first got here, I think that's just amazing to see that Marcus Freeman has had that impact on this kid, and he's fully embraced it. I think that he's going to make himself some money in this game, man. And it just shows you that this team this year was not about having a superstar quarterback. And for Riley to be able to go from where he is to where he is now, in that case, that's a part of development. Now, we love to talk about how we need to play developed guys that are in the room already, but we've developed a kid in 1 year. I know I said it takes two, but this is an outlier because of the way the team has been built and just all things that have went into making this happen. So, can't complain too much. I'll probably complain during the game or after the game or something, but right now I think he's ready to go, and the team's going to respond well to that.
Lucky Lefty podcast, man. It's been a great show, Left. Great show. And we go out on this note. Freshman, the best defensive freshman in the nation. Freshman All-American. The challenge of the Ohio State wide receiver core. Come on up to the mic, Leonard Moore. Come on up to the mic, baby boy.
They say motivated by who we're going against, but being in a national championship is an accomplishment of its own, so I'm excited to get going out there and get after it.
When you look at the wide receiver room, Ohio State, two really good guys in Smith and Jagusah, so I guess how big of a challenge is this for you, and how really excited are you to kind of step up and play two guys like that?
Yeah, it's definitely a huge game, and obviously that's what you expect to be a challenge in your national championship game. So it's definitely going to be about trusting my technique and trusting what we've been doing all year. So yeah.
How much has all these games you've had the opportunity to play in gotten you ready as a freshman for this moment and this challenge?
It's definitely helped because obviously, you got to be mature, you got to be poised to be out there at cornerback, especially. So it's definitely helped me, obviously, being in big moments, being in moments where the season's on the line if you don't make a stop, stuff like that. So it's definitely going to be good going into this game.
Been named a freshman All-American Defensive Player of the Year as a freshman. What does that honor mean to you? And is it something you could have envisioned maybe 2 or 3 games into the season, considering you obviously didn't have that opportunity to be on the field as much early on in the year?
Yeah, it's definitely a blessing. I thank God, and it's an honor, especially. It's a testament to my teammates and my coaches and stuff for putting me in a position to see to help me. Stuff like that we tweak, but right now I'm not worried about that. I'm trying to get a win on Monday.
These dudes are really, I love their temperament, bro. All of their temperaments right now are just like, yo.
He doesn't sound like a freshman either. Like, it doesn't sound like this is the national championship you're talking about. He just but I think you can only do that when you're looking around the room and you see a Xavier Watts that's cool as a fan. Jeremiah Love, cool as a fan. The coaches aren't acting as if they haven't been there before. I mean, this is not a team that's a Cinderella story like we're Boise State or one of these, George Mason and made it to the. This is a team that is expected to be there traditionally every 5 years or so. We came up on the time we're supposed to be here, and this is the group that got to get it done. I mean, getting to the championship, I think, is the path has been set by the way Marcus Freeman has been working these last couple of years. This is just a team that's been able to get there first. I don't think this is the last time either. I think what we do have is the beginning of something special, and for these guys to be so young, Leonard Moore got 3 or 4 more chances if he wanted it. So, knock it out early. I think to live on the credit of having a championship when you're young, there's so much more that goes into it and how it benefits you later in your career. I think this is the moment you got to grab, and you got guys like Leonard Moore, who is, in my opinion, has done the biggest thing, and that's filling in behind a first-round corner. Forget playing well. You filled behind a first-round corner and have exceeded all expectations, probably more than you probably thought you could do. That's the bigger thing than the national championship. National championship is big, but to fill a first-round corner, it's like you don't want to tell jokes after Dave Chappelle. You try to go first. You don't want to rap after, Snoop Dogg or Drake. You want to go before Drake go. So for Leonard Moore to be able to keep that fire going at that corner position and to be in the national championship as a true freshman, I mean, hey. And it's crazy because he ain't the only true freshman. You look on the other side of football, see Aeneas Williams. So there's a lot of trust if you can put true freshmen out there with guys that have one guy that has played 70 games. So think of all the experience between that. You have the guy that's played the most college football games damn near ever in history. I don't even think you can play 70. He's played 70 games, and the youngest guy is a true freshman with only 15 games under his belt and everything in between.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way you lose this game. It's just no way you lose. What experience do we not have? 70 games of experience, and we have the beginnings of what a career feels like. Like, there's nothing we don't cover from an experience getting into this point.
You know what's crazy, man? This is probably the best sports vibe on that campus in totality since you were there.
Yeah, facts.
Shout out to Angel Reese. Did you see the recent interview she did?
I'm sick of Angel Reese.
Bro, can you just let me come on?
No, man.
Hating right now, bro.
That's not hating. That's not hating.
Hold on now. She under the umbrella right now, bro. She's under the 773 umbrella. You're giving me too much right now. You're giving me too much.
I'm in there like Justin Fields. If you could just shoot a little bit better.
No, I ain't talking about on the court. I'm talking about
off the court too. If you would just take the pictures down, my goodness.
No. For what? For what?
Because you complaining, you talking about you getting all this type of unwanted attention.
Was that not my shot I took at her when she was at LSU?
No, for real. And she's still doing it. So
somebody in her circle still won't have that talk with her. Like
they won't have it. Hey, I guess she making too much bread or whatever.
That's what it is.
Whatever the saying goes for these young kids.
Well, she had Skylar Diggins on. And she said told Skylar Diggins, she told Skylar Diggins on her podcast, I don't know if you know this, but you are the first baddie of the WNBA. And Skylar was like, well, man, I never looked at it like that. She was like, yeah, you were the first one that really took appeal and brought it to the league.
KD, like, she don't get that attention because Skylar real professional and all that, so she don't buy
family.
She ain't doing all the pictures and all that stuff.
But this was the first time I was like,
NIL Skylar Diggins would go crazy.
Crazy.
NIL Skylar.
You gotta watch the interview though. You gotta watch the interview because I'm like, okay, Skylar, you from the hood. I was like, okay,
see, I can't see. I have to watch it now.
No, you gotta watch it. I'm like,
I don't believe that.
Okay, if she's hood extension, then
her cousins is hood.
That's what I'm saying.
Her friend group is hood.
Yes.
Else. Her
you can tell it's some influence. I'm like, okay.
Her friend group is something else. But she's,
the way you just said, like, yo, your mind just went back there, like, man.
Her friend group is exactly what you're saying. She's not. Her friend group is.
It was a great interview, though. Great interview. She gave her flowers. How she was the first one to really open those doors. Because remember, Skylar was getting that type of stuff when she was at Notre Dame.
That's what I'm saying. She was the deal. Let's say NIL should have been with her because she would have had the most, on campus.
Facts.
I mean, she was getting like rapper type love, So
you know. And it's funny because I thought about it. The buzz then, you guys were popping. Men's basketball was popping. Women's basketball was popping.
Soccer was going crazy.
Soccer was going crazy, but now soccer's going crazy. Lacrosse, national championships.
Okay, we had lacrosse though too. We had lacrosse my last year. We had lacrosse. We had swimmers. That was Olympics.
Baseball was better during your time.
Was big. Yup. Obviously football was good. Men's and women's was pretty solid. We had Enrique. We had Jaron when we was going to Elite 8 both years. Demetrius. We had man, our sports was popping. I ain't gonna lie. Just all across the board. The main things: baseball, lacrosse, basketball, swimming, football. Yeah, we was up.
Basketball's coming back. Hockey usually is solid too.
Hockey was solid. We was winning during that time.
So it might be getting back to that fever pitch.
Yeah.
Both basketball programs. Women's basketball and football might be in the national championship in the same season.
Mia got to handle that one girl from where's she from? She had like 30 KD comment on her. It's
the girl from Texas?
It says she is nice. I forgot the team. It's red and white.
Well, first of all, you're gonna have to handle South
Carolina. Yeah, but
UCLA beat South Carolina, so
Dawn's got to get back to coaching. She too famous, man. She too famous.
She's making that guap. I'm not mad at it.
Not mad at it, but that taking a little edge. It's taking a little edge off her. Think about it. She got the guap she making. They got an award named after her. She's still coaching. How you gonna win the Don Staley Award? You got to play against Don Staley. You know what I mean? Like
LSU was playing better.
Yeah,
LSU was playing better. We owe TCU. We owe them with the Van Leaf. Yeah, we owe them because we had them down double digits. Let them come back with that terrible fourth quarter. Notre Dame owes them. We want to see them like the Sweet 16, Elite 8.
We're going to go deep. I like what we got.
Yeah,
we playing all the ballers. We ain't just playing those scrubs. We playing all the best teams this year.
That's what you're supposed to do.
You know what I'm saying? Basketball, I mean, basketball-wise, didn't we just get Cooper Flagg just had 40 against us?
Who?
Cooper Flagg had 40 against us or something like that. Somebody went crazy.
You talking about Cooper Flagg?
Yeah.
Did he drop 40 on Notre Dame?
He dropped 40.
That was the game after. Was it Notre Dame?
Man, I think he dropped 40 on us. For real. And I'm like, yeah, they said he did. Yeah.
Okay. I'm still not overly impressed with him.
Really? Chicago not taking the first pick?
Nah, he's not. See, he is, who he's like to me? He is like no, he's like Larry Markkinen to me.
Oh, okay. He's real good. He's not gonna be a superstar. He's not to give him the ball, get out the way.
Yeah, he ain't that dude. But if you give him a point guard and let him
off love,
that, top of the key, give me the rock. Jason Tatum, just give me he
ain't no Shy Alexander.
Oh, I thought you was about to say he ain't no Sean Davis. I was like, yeah, you're right. You're right.
He ain't no Sean Davis either.
He don't have a handle, but no. In all seriousness, he's not there yet. He has a chance. He's gonna be a really good player. He's worthy of the tank. He's absolutely worthy of the tank.
Of the tank?
Yeah, you tank for him. Oh yeah.
Now they trying to tank for that BYU basketball player.
You talking about the one that took that bag to go to BYU?
It had to have been a bag, but they say that it's the Jazz owner that is a part of their collective. Like they got a whole route that they trying to take with him. Like They're gonna have the Jazz tanking next
The
year.
Jazz are gonna tank to get him.
Yeah, they already set it up.
If they're on that, then they definitely signed Larry Markin into that extension to make his trade value a little bit better.
Yeah,
Because
the owners are the ones that paid BYU's NIL, so that's why the dude went. So it's almost like it's a feeder program kind of thing. They just don't be surprised to see Utah tank with this AJ kid going to BYU. They're going to tank.
But they definitely, I mean,
like Adam Silver's I think Adam Silver's gonna call it out because it's too spelled out. It's like you got the number one player go to BYU. How? Oh, all these NBA connections. Oh, for the Jazz. Oh, okay.
Yo, I was reading this article, man. Yeah, we just gave you guys what 220 of Notre Dame football. We do because this is conversation. Thank you guys for joining us, man. Great article I read today talking about the last place that the NBA wants to expand to. The last two places they want to do it is Las Vegas and Seattle. You would think that would be the two simple places, right? Vegas and Seattle, right? But the NBA is more interested in going overseas. The problem is their biggest fan base is in China.
Shanghai Sharks is actually going to become a legitimate team?
But the logistics of having a team in China is just like...
Not for no 82 games.
And it's not enough money for the players. Right? They don't pay their players.
China's not paying?
Well, you have to think like it's just not. It's the same thing with it's big money in the Middle East. But that would be a political nightmare to have American players based in the Middle East.
Playing in Turkey.
Playing it somewhere, and then something breaks out on the political stage. It's a nightmare. Plenty of money there. Plenty of money. And they don't have the fans, though.
It's better for golf. How Dubai was trying to buy all the best golf players. That makes sense.
Exactly. They don't have the fans, right? And then to go ahead and go to Europe, I think they were
saturated market.
Yeah, the most expensive dude. Bench players in the NBA make more than the biggest stars in soccer in Europe.
Huh?
Yeah, dog. Do you understand? Dude, Shai Gilgeous is about to make $80 million a year, bro.
Well, he deserves it. So.
But dude, we're literally 2 to 3 years away from an NBA player getting $100 million per year. Left.
Oh, per year.
Per year. That's right.
Damn. Is that the market really?
Yeah.
80 million a year.
80 million. By the end of his contract, I think Giannis just got 60.
Giannis deserves it, though. I mean,
he does. But that's
still playing 50.
That's dumb.
But I mean, who else is worthy of a $100 million contract? I don't think anybody would be worth that after the
SGA. If he wins the championship, I don't think OKC can afford him. If he wins the championship,
you gotta go to the Lakers, huh?
That's your wish, right? Come save Bron. Come save Bron's career.
I don't know who else paying $80 million a year. I mean, them overseas teams be paying that money though too.
I don't know, bro. I don't know if they're gonna be ready to pay one dude 80, 100 mil.
Damn, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, bro. Make you want to go pray over your boys. Give them a little growth spurt.
What? Pat Mahomes' total contract was 100.
No, I think they renegotiated.
No, I'm just saying his total.
No, he got like half a bill.
Okay, yeah, I'm tripping. Okay,
half a bill.
That's the guy that you can't afford. The league can't afford.
That's the deal. Man, Kansas City is robbing. They're robbing Patrick Mahomes, bro.
Like they can't pay Patrick Mahomes enough, honestly.
No.
Because if he really wanted to like bust their banks, they have to give him part of the team. Like really.
You see, the soccer players,
500 million.
soccer players are starting to supplement by coming to MLS. Neymar just is. I think Chicago is trying to get him to play for their team. Messi is already down in Miami.
Miami, yeah. It's crazy because if Pat Mahomes wins again, let's just say he wins another Super Bowl, he can ask for $1 billion.
Man,
100 million.
look here, bro.
Like they would have to say you have
Eventually,
ownership of the team. Like you would have.
eventually, well, put it like this: what's going to help them if they win this year? Travis is walking away. I believe 100% he's walking away.
Travis done.
So his contract comes off the books.
They're not paying him nothing crazy.
No, he gets Trav gets like 20-something mil.
Yeah, that's solid. That's good money.
Solid.
When Pat can ask for $1 billion after this, if he wins, he can ask for $1 billion.
I don't think he'll get it, but he can ask for it.
He could. I mean, because what are you going to tell him? You already signed for $500 million. That was before 2 Super Bowls.
It's going to be a bill over 15
You can't even give him that long, many years. He already at 7. He's won 3 Super Bowls, 2 MVPs,
3 Super Bowl MVPs.
3 Super Bowl MVPs, and if he wins this year, this is after he about to re-up in another 2 years. So if he wins another one, it's no way he doesn't be like, I need part of the Chiefs.
Some shares, right?
I mean, how else can you pay this man? You can't pay this man because he's already breaking the market. He's just being nice to you guys. He already broke the market for court. Nobody can get paid what Patrick Mahomes really deserves. Like, what's the next guy that truly deserves any money close to Pat? Pat has almost 4 Super Bowls, 3 Super Bowl MVPs, and 2. It's like, come on. Nobody is close to that value in the league. So he easily could be like, I need $1 billion just because. But what else? Like, you paid Tom Brady over the years. He took 20 years to win 7. I have 4 in 7 years. That's I have to be the richest athlete in sports.
Yeah.
Forget baseball and Ohtani and all them. I have 4 almost Super Bowls. Like, I've maxed out the game. Like, if I retire today, I would be undoubtedly better than everybody except Brady because Brady played longer. But who wouldn't Patrick Mahomes be better than if he wins his Super Bowl this year and quits? Who would he not be better than?
You would have look. I know people would fight and still want to put Tom Brady at the top.
You got no, just
if
can't.
If this dude wins 3 in a row, if he wins 3 in a row, bruh,
he needs a statue while he's playing. $1 billion. Like, it's so many things that you can demand because it's like,
that's nasty work. A statue, walking into a stadium with a statue already there.
He has to.
Oh,
what else can you do? What else can you do?
That's crazy work. Oh, that would be so gangster.
He's done it with no receivers. He's done it with a young defense. He's done it with the best team. He's done it with the best receivers. It's like, come on, man. They can't pay this man enough. He's the greatest chief already.
Hey, man, Modine, I'm a Joe Montana dude. This is a Notre Dame podcast. I promise you, I'm a Joe Montana dude.
But come on,
Joe played around with too many Hall of Fames. You can't compare that dude to Pat.
You can't. It's like even if you're trying to think, okay, in his time, in the short time, he's been almost 3 straight NFL Super Bowls.
You can't, bro. You just can't.
Man.
You can't.
Do this. And he go in there and say, "Give me $1 billion." Slide across the give me. What they gonna say to him? You don't deserve
Tyreek begging to come back. You got Tyreek begging to come back. He ain't talking and saying, "Man, Tua's ball just as nice." He ain't talking and saying, all of a sudden,
he said, "Man, I'm out of here." I'm out of here.
I never seen anything like that. I never seen, man. That
He
dude
was so frustrated. He was just like,
out.
I'm out of here.
He said, he said, I never see anybody post game. Man, yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm out of here. If you was Pat Mahomes, what would you ask for? You gotta ask for a statue, stake in the team. I mean, personal. You have to
No,
get.
I would say this: for every bad tackle and wide receiver that y'all give me, that's an extra bonus.
Oh my God, it has to be.
You give me an extra $1 million if this tackle you draft or get is trash.
Doesn't work. Yeah, it doesn't work.
Extra,
get him there. Just give me some more money.
Now I got to make up for him.
Yeah, basically.
Give me a trash receiver. Now I got to make up for him.
Yeah.
What? Oh,
wait.
What if this is just hypotheticals? What if the Chiefs somehow lose Travis Kelce and end up with Warren at tight end? Oh my God.
And it's funny because even if they win the Super Bowl in a 32nd pick, Warren's gonna be floating around. That's just like Xavier Worthy was just floating around. He just like, oh my God, like they can't even get a bad position to get drafted.
Yeah, dude, like Alex Smith is your starting quarterback leading you to the playoffs, and you just casually trade up to the 10th spot. Casually trade up to the 10th spot to take Patrick Mahomes and put him on ice. And
then put him on ice and say, y'all ain't ready for what's coming. Unleash him and start winning.
It must feel good to have a competent administration.
Oh man, I mean, how hard can it really be when you got that going on?
It must be.
They got it. Like,
if any Kansas City Chief fans in the chat are watching, I'm jealous. I'm so jealous.
I a million percent believe that Patrick Mahomes drafted Xavier Worthy. I really believe he called up there and was like, wait a minute, he's hanging around?
He said, y'all about to get who?
Drafting. Because he tweeted about it before the draft. So you can't tell me that he ain't have no call upstairs and be like, they asked him, Pat, you want this fast guy? Yes. You're already paying him $500 million. There's no way he doesn't have decisions. I know y'all love to talk about LeBron. Pat Mahomes has to be making offensive decisions over there. Has to. I mean, this is we seriously. This one of the
past decisions, because he wanted Rashid Rice too. Remember the year before?
Yeah, Rashid Rice was balling. He had him balling.
So basically, we're saying that past decisions actually work out in comparison to LeBron's decisions.
NBA is different. NFL, he literally is almost too expensive for the league. Like honestly, if he wins another Super Bowl, he's too expensive for the league. They can't do nothing with him because that means he's gonna beat Josh or beat Lamar again. We're tired of seeing that. How many years you got to go 10 for 10 in the first?
Who you got?
I would like to see Pat win it just to say like
no. Who you got? Who you got Sunday evening, bro?
Oh,
that's the game.
Lamar by 100. Like, come on, dude. They're trying to compare worse stats and say who should win MVP. How when Lamar has better stats than when he won the MVP the year before? They just want to give Josh something. That's what it feels like.
Josh has been killing, bro.
Killing what? Killing what?
He's so disrespectful, man.
If Josh loses,
who has better receivers
this weekend? If
who has better receivers?
Rashard Bateman's good.
What are you talking about?
Rashard Bateman's good. Zay who?
So now you're trying to act like Zay Flowers isn't good?
Is he top 10 in the league?
First of all, he has 2 of the top 5 tight ends in the league, bro.
Yes, tight ends, yes. So, but is he top in the league as a receiver?
And he has a thoroughbred behind him.
Yeah, the running game is crazy. But I'm saying if Josh loses this game, what do we say about Josh's season? It's a failure, right?
It was a failure when he lost at home to Pat last year. Everybody tried to stick up for him. I'm like, no, you at your crib. Yeah. With a suspect Chiefs team.
He had the crib right now, too. He had the crib again.
Yeah, you cannot lose 2 years in a row at the crib.
I'm tired of hearing the narratives we create for Josh to achieve. Like first it was the Pat and Josh rivalry. He's 0-4 or 0-3 or something crazy. What rivalry? Stop talking about that being a rivalry. The only thing Josh has won is the Madden cover. He ain't beat Lamar for MVPs. He ain't beating Mahomes for Super Bowls. So what? So what is Josh really? A Justin Herbert with different hair?
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Hey, we need to start having a Justin Herbert conversation too.
Yeah, he wet the bed too. Wet the bed.
We start having these conversations.
I'm just saying, Josh and Justin are no different to me. They both ain't won nothing, but we're hyping them up like they're better than Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, or Lamar Jackson. At least win an MVP. What do you don't hang you hanging up divisional things like?
I agree because there was a lot of smoke around Ben Johnson to the Raiders as a head coach. If I'm Ben Johnson, I don't want no parts of 15. None. I'll go to the NFC North and take my chances and coach the Bears. Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator. I'm not taking the Raiders' job. I don't want to coach against Andy and Pat. No parts.
Every year? No.
And Jim Harbaugh is in the same division.
Yeah.
You can have that. Man, let me take on LaFleur. Let me take on LaFleur and
whoever's in Chicago, yeah.
Yeah, let me take them. Or either Jacksonville. That division is soft.
I don't know about soft. Houston's doing great. They're playing against the Chiefs this week.
Who else? The
Titans.
Your squad is trash.
The Titans will be all right. We're tanking them. We're tanking for a reason. So that's why we're getting a new coach. We're getting a new coach, and we're getting the
trash. Y'all getting trash?
Possibly. He's from the crib.
But as of today, y'all trash.
As of today,
okay.
Trash are teams that are trying to compete for championships.
That's trash.
We're not trying to compete for a Super Bowl right now. That doesn't make us trash. It makes teams trash like San Diego, like Justin Herbert, who thought they was going to go deep in the playoffs and they lose like that. That's trash.
Who thought they were going deep in the playoffs? Who?
Everybody that was boosting Justin Herbert like he was Joe Montana.
I trust Jim Harbaugh, though. That's who I trust.
Well, he can't cheat in this league.
Ben Johnson. Don't go to the Raiders, dog. Don't you? You don't want that. Especially if you're not going to get you a quarterback.
Yeah.
You better have a guaranteed quarterback coming.
If you're going to go to the Raiders.
The word I was getting is that they possibly were going to go after Kirk Cousins. That ain't it.
Oh, man.
That's not it.
Cousins going to fail upwards like that?
Come on, man.
What is Kirk Cousins going to provide to a dominated with Sean Payton on the other side?
Yeah, but your teams are pretty trash now, bro. You got the Cavaliers. Your Cavaliers are popping again, bro.
Yeah, not my Cavaliers. And
I can't. Well, first of all, I can't talk trash because every team in Chicago right now is absolutely bottom of the barrel. Every single team. It's unprecedented in this city, bro. It's nothing. I've never experienced anything like it.
Well, all those teams are down.
Every single team in this city is boo-boo. Flat out garbage. Garbage. Did I tell you, dude? Now it's 20 interviews scheduled now.
Y'all just taking whoever, man. What's
Dude,
going on?
They interviewed David Shaw the other day, bro.
That's right. I saw that. David Shaw was comfortable in retirement. What did they?
They interviewed David Shaw, bro.
What y'all doing over there, man? What y'all doing? I don't get it. Y'all this is the interview game.
David Shaw.
He might be a good fit.
It's a sad situation up here, bro.
Y'all gonna interview Deion next?
First of all, Deion Sanders is not coming to the Bears. Deion Sanders would never be the head coach at Notre Dame. Never.
Yeah.
The same exact reason. He would never be the head coach for the Chicago Bears. Never. It's not happening. It's not happening, bro. Great show today. Lock in. We'll be back with you guys tomorrow, probably around 10 a.m., 11 a.m. Eastern, something like that. Sunday, I think it's going to be in the evening with the former players, Ken Gibbs. And then we'll be back Monday pre-gaming with Coach Carl Reed from 247 Sports. So we're locked in, man. We're locked in, giving you great content. We talked defense yesterday. We talked about the offensive line and the run game today. We heard from Jake Greathouse. We heard from Riley Leonard and Aeneas Williams. And then we ended it hearing from Leonard Moore, freshman All-American, right here in the Lucky Lefty podcast. You juicing left? Oh, that's water. The glass had me fooled. Thought you were juicing.
That's a New Year resolution. I just haven't started.
Hey, man, I'm on day 6 of my 21-day fast.
Oh, there we go. Oh, you lightheaded in a couple days. That championship game gonna be feeling like a dream.
No, man. I'm locked in, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm locked in. I had I've been doing the black bean burgers.
Oh, you in the man.
You know, and the plant-based stuff.
Too much good food in Chicago to start doing that to you.
My plant-based, bro. Come on, this is a small sacrifice, bro. I got another 11 and a half. Come on, I got another 11 months.
Yeah.
11 months in this city, bro. 21 days is nothing. You kidding me? I give up 6 wings with mild sauce for 21 days.
All right. You say that now, man.
All glory to God. All right, man. You know, you break something off yourself. You give yourself the realization that you can accomplish some things that might seem impossible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear
Open
that.
your palate a little bit, left. Open your palate a little bit.
No black bean and impossible.
Oh, dude, get you a black bean burger, dude, with a little vegan cheddar.
Vegan cheddar?
Yes, left. Yes, sir.
Boys over here making
Yes,
up.
sir. No, bro. My
Vegan cheddar in the wild.
wife did the collards. She did the collards with the liquid smoke and the seasonings, bro. See, get you, ladies and gents, well, gentlemen, get you one that can burn, bro. Okay? Get you one that can burn, boy. Okay? I came home the other day, sitting there watching TV, looked over my right shoulder. She was standing there with my plate. I was like, boy, this right here, boy, 25 years in, and it still gets better. What is this?
What it's made of. That's what dreams.
Yes, sir. He said that's what dreams are made.
That's what you go to sleep at night praying for, man. You don't pray for
Man.
the exotic stuff. You say, I just want to turn my head and see that nice plate. You know what I mean?
I thank God he revealed it to me real early, too.
Real early, yeah.
I caught it. I
Give
was
you time
17.
Let that thing marinate, you know.
I was 17. He opened my eyes like, whoo, that one right there.
Yeah, right
See
there.
that?
That's it. Wait. Right there.
She got attention.
Yeah. Don't miss that one.
Hold on. Hold on.
Yeah, that's right. The Lord is good.
No, he is. All the time. And all the time. God is good.
What is it? You gotta listen. You gotta listen.
Gotta hear it. Gotta hear that still small voice.
He gonna tell you. You gotta just do this. Yeah.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, we have fun on this podcast, man. Hey, we love everybody for jumping on with us. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning. We got you locked in all weekend and previewing on Monday, man. Have a great weekend. Oh, man, thank you. We got another super chat on the way out. Jay Lamont wishing my son Amani happy 17. Amani,
Birthday.
happy 17. Yes,
Oh,
sir.
man. Happy
Is he
birthday,
getting ready
Mark.
to graduate, Jay?
Sound like got to be on
Yeah,
the way.
happy 17, Amani.
Happy
Blessings
17,
eternally and
brother.
favor eternally to you.
That's
Young
right.
King. Young King. But left SD2 mics, man. We'll see you guys tomorrow for more of the Lucky Lefty